Hello, everyone. What's going on? My name is Timpedia. Welcome to episode 125 of the TNT podcast. This time it's a real episode, not a fake episode for April Fooled You.
No, you'll have to wait till next year to get part 2 of 57 of the Final Fantasy 13 Let's Play.
Please no.
In the 50 years it'll take us to play that game for the Let's Play, do you think that there will still be PCs capable of running emulators will still exist for like Windows 10?
Yeah, man. You can run Doom in DOSBox. It's fine.
That's true. But anyway, we're here with quite a lot of news and stuff to talk about, so we're going to try to move along. But we, as always, the whole crew is here. On my left,
That's Friedman, also known as Andrew, but mostly known as Friedman.
am I right?
It's Tyler.
And across.
Dr. Developer AIDS.
Yeah, in real world
Christ.
news, Aiden got a job. That's wonderful.
I am a systems engineer, which is not actually what I do. I am a .NET developer, but actually I script things in PowerShell.
Yeah. Hey.
A real developer job where you say you're one thing, but you actually do something completely different.
Yo, we know
Absolutely.
during the interview we said you were gonna do this, but we fucking lied. You're really doing this.
Yes.
Welcome
You
aboard.
just
That's
gotta-
exactly how it happened.
Welcome
hey, you know
to the
C
team.
Sharp, right? Okay, everything you're doing is in PowerShell.
Love it. Gotta love the that company that we work for. Well, that you work for now.
Speaking
Something,
of
something.
gotta love it, ba-da-ba-ba-ba, it's Sony.
Sony.
What?
Sony, much like that transition, Sony's all over the place with the news this week.
This is actually one of the only ones I put down a while ago. I hadn't realized this had happened, but Sony straight up bought EVO, the organization behind basically the biggest fighting game tournaments of the entire year. I'm kind of shocked because this was always such an impartial event. But, I mean, I guess when Sony paid to make Street Fighter V like 8 years ago now, they showed that they were
Yep.
really getting into fighting games, and lo and behold, now they own EVO.
I'm trying to
Find
remember.
that
I
pretty
think
wild.
Blaze Blue Calamity Trigger was like PlayStation exclusive, and that was definitely what gave Arc Sys Games a big influx of cash. So I don't know. They're like the big
I mean, yeah,
fighting game
Sony's been
company
going
now.
into it. I just like Mortal Kombat and Killer Instinct to a lesser extent, and then Dragon Ball. A lot of these games are out there still like independent, but I know that for a long time Sony has been the console of choice for a lot of fighting game stuff.
Yeah.
That is true. They have kind of been dominating the scene, but I mean, I still don't know how to feel about this. I'm cautiously optimistic because Sony, unlike some other companies I could point to, have not egregiously fucked up their esports scene that I can recall in recent memory. I could be
Who are you
wrong.
actually referring to? I thought you were gonna make a Microsoft jab, but it sounds more like a Blizzard jab.
Well, Blizzard
It could be
certainly
multiple
one of them.
companies.
I was gonna
But I
say.
like honestly, there's a list right now.
I know. That's why I said it.
Like Sony's doing we'll see. Like I generally dislike when what has been an independent tournament for literally decades at this point,
Mhm.
like I don't know how I feel about that going under like a giant corporate umbrella now. But it is what it is. We're in the future now, so we'll see how it goes. Hopefully Sony doesn't
Future.
fuck it up.
Yeah, we'll see.
Like this other thing that they're fucking up.
Before we transition, I'm still not convinced this isn't some giant scheme where Nintendo paid Sony to buy EVO
Oh
so that
my
Nintendo
God.
could pull Smash Bros. From EVO without people blaming them for it.
Jesus Christ.
And you can't convince me otherwise. That's the only reason this is happening.
It's all an elaborate ruse.
You pull Melee, we're gonna pull EVO away from everyone else.
What the fuck?
That's
But
incredible.
in exchange, they'll let Sora into Smash. That's the only way this all
But
adds
in
up.
Oh
exchange,
my God.
equivalent exchange.
Exchange.
Love. Well, I guess if Sony gains something, Sony has to lose something, and in this case, it's all of Sony's old stores for the PS3, PSP, and Vita.
So this hurts me So I was heavily invested in digital games for PS3, and there are a lot that ended up never getting like re-released for PS4 and later. So I got to go home and make sure my PS3 is in good shape because those games, outside of trying to emulate them, they're just going to be unplayable now,
Yup.
which is wild.
They
'Cause
are
we
in
don't
fact
matter
gone forever.
as the consumer. We don't matter.
Well, we do matter when we pay money. This is a no pay money, therefore no matter type situation.
True.
Yeah. And as we speak of this, I realize that my PS3 has been in the trunk of my car for like the last year.
Damn it, Aiden.
And
God damn
well,
it.
now I'm sad.
Wow.
I mean, maybe it'll be okay because obviously I completely forgot about it this entire time. But like, man, there's some bangers on PS3,
I'm tired.
and it's just gone. It's just all gone, man.
Yeah, like Hatsune Miku, Project Diva. That's why I still got that shit physical
Oh my
copy.
God.
Yeah, like
Hell
that.
yeah, bro. Yeah, exactly.
But
Damn
it's-
Skippy.
This I think is particularly egregious to just like erase just years worth of games from existence effectively. Like, sure, if you have it downloaded, you have it, but like, if your PS3 ever breaks, it's just like you're fucked.
I mean, remember that whole thing about the aftermarket for PS3s that had the PT teaser on it?
Yes,
Yep,
that was wild.
big money.
This bothers me so much. So like as a former Nintendo exclusive fanboy, I understand what it's like to completely lose all online connectivity. For anyone who knows what happened with the Nintendo DS, Nintendo wanted to support it for like 10 years because it was dirt cheap to operate their entire network for DS. But the problem is they put them on GameSpy servers, and GameSpy went under. And Nintendo, who used a lot of proprietary code, was like, "Fuck it, we'll just shut down DS Online instead of doing anything about it." So like that happened.
What heroes, really?
And then they cut Wii Online like a month after announcing it. So hearing this, it's more just like, I knew the day would come, but
Yeah.
people are a lot angrier than I thought they'd be, and I'm kind of happy about it. Like, I want these companies to realize, like, when you design your storefront, like, you have to design like some type of low maintenance mode to run in afterwards, because just cutting service is so shitty.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we're in the age of like, we buy digital products, but it's totally possible to just lose access to them eventually.
Yep.
I'm wondering how much people are going to start turning around to that, because now that we're starting to move to like, even with like Netflix being on the subscription model, now you have Game Pass, where it's less obvious, but games are going to eventually start rotating out of Game Pass.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
And it's thankfully they're available on other storefronts, so it's not like an issue of once it's out of Game Pass, it doesn't exist anymore. Like, I wonder how much people are going to start wisening up to the idea that like subscription services, or not necessarily subscription services, but like the way it is right now, it's all just temporary.
Mm-hmm.
Because for a while, people got really used to it and just didn't want to buy physical media. Hey,
Jesus. All right.
for my
fuck out.
temporary life, I want all my media to be permanent. This Game Boy Advance game better live the entire length of me.
Yeah, games shouldn't be like pets. All right? We want them to live forever.
Oh my god.
Well, and the thing is, like, we can achieve that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, storage
True.
literally costs fucking nothing to, like, host this shit. Come on.
Apparently it does. Apparently
yeah.
it costs
Oh, no.
enough for them to buy Evo. So, I mean, like...
All right, hold on. So, real quick about Sony buying EVO and PlayStation Network. This is all one giant rolling story together. So, at one point or another, Marvel's Capcom 2 was available for purchase on PS3, and it was like a definitive way to play it online, because who the fuck owned a Dreamcast 10 years ago? So, at some point, they lost the rights. You can only re-download it to a PS3 where you already purchased it onto. So, for the longest time, that was the only way to play Marvel's Capcom 2, and they were going to have an exhibition match at EVO of MVC2, except they couldn't procure enough PS3s that had the game already installed on it to do it before it ended up getting canceled anyway. The point is, this is all a giant Sony problem. And I thought I'd share.
Congratulations.
Man, Sony's
Played
fucking up,
yourself.
man.
I just want to play MVC2 again.
Hey man, you know who else manages to fuck up all the time?
I'll take your phone.
EA
EA.
Sports.
It's in the game.
It's not in the game.
Well, luckily, it seems like for the moment they're getting carried by a less fuck up of a company, not much less of a fuck up of a company,
man.
Microsoft. And EA Play officially out with Game Pass now. And that took fucking forever. Well, on PC. I know it's been like a thing on Xbox for forever.
Maybe I'll finally open up the Game Pass again.
Now I can finally enjoy all those riveting EA games such as The Sims.
I can't get over how every time a big thing launches, EA's like, we're gonna do our version, and then flash forward like a year or two, like we're gonna merge with the old one. It's like we don't want to be on Steam. We want whatever the fuck our service is called. And then last year it's like all our games are going to Steam.
So something that is actually very interesting with this is I didn't realize that they had Madden and like their sports games. They have like FIFA and shit on here too. And I actually enjoy sports games. I just don't want to fucking buy a new one every year.
Ooh.
So this will actually
I love
get
going
me
over
to
and
like
playing with someone else's house, but I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to spend $6 a year on
point.
Madden.
I should tell everybody the people I know who buy sports games every year. I should be like, hey, pay for Game Pass.
Yeah, and you get
play
all
lots
this
of other
shit.
non-shitty games.
Get all this Battlefield and the Need for Speed. Burnout fucking Paradise is on here. All right.
It's actually a pretty good price point.
Burnout Paradise.
If you were to pay the shitty way, and actually, wait, hold on. Yeah, if you were to pay the shitty way and do $5 a month instead of doing the yearly, it comes out to the price of one copy of Madden per year.
Wow.
Yeah. Plus, you get all this other shit.
Yeah.
Microsoft, all that stuff, and God knows, like, oh, they have Bethesda has their own fucking Game Pass banner now.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say ever since Microsoft bought Bethesda, they've been like, hey, everything Bethesda does is coming to Game Pass.
Nice.
I mean, here it is. Here's the Bethesda tab.
Here we
go. Which actually, I might go back and play the play Wolfenstein now because I never played the new Wolfenstein game.
Oh shit! Wait a minute. Oh god, this is still so slow to boot. But I wonder if Dragon Age Inquisition is on EA Play. It is. I can finally fucking play Dragon. Aiden, I have it open. That's what I'm saying.
I mean,
can
it's
finally
right.
play. Yeah, but I've been thinking about playing Inquisition for years. Once me and Val are finally moved out again, like I'm gonna let's play Dragon Age Inquisition. I've wanted to for a long time. Just because I liked Dragon Age 1 so much. And if I didn't buy Squadrons, it's also on EA Play, so boom. Easy peasy.
Damn.
I think I already bought Squadrons, and I already bought Command & Conquer Remastered and never played it, but...
Yeah.
But yeah, like Battlefield 5 is on here. I mean, Titanfall 2 is on here, which is always important. Need more ways to play Titanfall 2.
If you haven't played Jedi Fallen Order, you should all play Jedi Fallen Order. And everybody... Oh, here's the real banger. Anthem is on Game Pass, everybody.
Oh.
It's time to get the banger of the year over here.
Nah, here's the true test. Do they have Burnout 3 Takedown?
No, they only have Burnout Paradise
They only have Paradise.
Alright, it's garbage, never mind.
Wow,
dude,
fucking
Paradise,
garbage, trash. Not even worth it.
Oh, I could install Oblivion like the 5th different way I've installed it on this computer through Game Pass.
Yeah, hey,
like the
there's
Infinity
Morrowind.
Stones of installs here.
They got Morrowind on here too.
Who the fuck cares? If Morrowind's like $2 on every Steam sale, you can buy it for nothing.
But here it's theoretically free.
Theoretically free.
Oh, I could finally play Rage 2.
God, because the first one was such a fucking banger.
Oh shit, actually Doom 3 and both new Doom games are on Game Pass through Bethesda, so that's not bad.
Yes, sir. I mean, really, the point here, yes, there's shitty games in here, but there's also a lot of fucking bangers in here, too.
Yeah. I mean, I literally haven't used Game Pass in months, and I'm still glad I paid. Hell, Flight Sim's in here now.
Oh,
yeah, man. I actually just reactivated my subscription like 3 hours ago.
Yo, let's go.
I'm trying to play some Game Pass games.
Yo, Aiden.
Also,
legitimate
the entire
question.
fucking series of Yakuza is on here now. Just
Wait,
FYI.
no, it's not. It's got to be only like 6, 7 6 and
There's no way
7,
the
and
new
then
one's on there.
I don't think the middle ones.
Kiwami 1 and 2 is on here. I was
Yeah.
just looking at it before. Maybe I might not
Hold on. I'm
be
searching
entirely right.
Yakuza.
Okay.
Fucking Tim.
Listeners, let's go
hold on.
shopping
All right,
together.
we got 0, Kiwami 2, fucking 6,
Yeah, and
0.
then 6.
Okay, yeah.
That's
all
all
right,
it
I
is
didn't
so
realize
far.
4, 5, and yeah, gotcha. 3, 4, 5.
Wait,
2,
holy
yeah.
shit! Never mind. The Yakuza remastered collection of 3, 4, and 5 is
hey,
on
look at
here
that.
through Game Pass.
I
Shit.
was right.
I didn't even know those
Yay.
were out on PC at all. Sick. Well,
All right,
fuck.
well,
I'll buy those or I'll play those someday. Dude, I don't know. I talked about it a while ago on the podcast, but like after playing Kiwami 2, I barely made it through that game. And it's not Kiwami 2's bad.
well-
Literally none of them, Kiwami 1 and 2, both aren't good as good as 0.
yeah, I mean, you got to remember, those are just remakes of games that
No,
are
totally.
God knows how many years old now. And I mean, yeah,
I
you'll
just want to get to
probably
the
have
point
that
where I can play
problem
7
with
because 7
3,
is
4,
supposed to
and
be
5.
pretty freaking good. So anyway, we should move on because
Yeah, we do this
Yeah.
all the time.
wait,
I mean,
no.
dude, it's just too good.
No, but I was
Too
going to
much
say,
value.
I was actually going to say, Aiden,
Yep.
even though I haven't played a lot of the new Wolfensteins, and apparently Youngblood is kind of shit, I would be kind of down to try to Youngblood just because it's a co-op shooter, and so few of those exist that are
I mean,
new.
dude, I'm trying to do some
Yo.
co-op.
Okay.
I don't think, unpopular opinion, real quick. I don't think any of these Wolfenstein games were good.
I
That's
thought,
just like
I
your
thought New-
opinion, man.
I
thought
know, that's
New
what I said.
Order wasn't-
Unpopular opinion.
I thought New Order wasn't bad, but I never went and played any more of them.
I
didn't
played the
care
reboot,
enough.
and I watched my buddy play like all the new ones.
Yeah, New Order's the reboot.
No,
That's
there was
fine.
the one that came out on the 360 like
Oh,
5 episodes
dude,
ago.
I played that game like 3 times back in
Oh
the day.
God,
That game's not even
Jesus.
that good. That
It's
game
not.
is
It
not
is
even
not
that
good. It's not good
Oh,
whatsoever.
What was the other game that had the guy with like the orange bullet holes logo that came around the same time? That was like Singularity, dude. That and
Talk about a
Singularity were like
shit
the
game.
same game. They were both not very good, but they were shooters
Man.
that I knew and played.
Y'all are really trudging up the past now.
Seriously, dude. let's go.
Singularity. Jesus.
Oh, that was that game I was waiting for it to go on sale before I played it, and then it just never fucking happened.
You know what? You're better off.
I'm pretty sure it's still like full
Oh, yeah.
price wherever it's sold.
You know what I'm gonna buy for full price? Mass Effect Legendary Edition. This is just a minor
Shit
thing.
better
I
be
threw in-
$40.
It's $30 right now.
I think I already pre-ordered it. Yeah.
Is it $30?
No.
Yeah, it's $30.
Singularity is still $30. is what I'm
Oh,
trying to say.
Oh, that's
Like this, that's the reason I never
absolute
purchased this
garbage.
game.
Mass
That's
Effect Legend.
terrible.
Okay, Tyler. Mass Effect Legendary Edition is $60.
Nope. That's too much money.
Yeah.
I'm
Too
pretty
much
Should I
sure.
think they are a Mario game?
I'm pretty sure I already pre-ordered this, and if not, I will. I'm gonna replay the entire Mass Effect series in this collection. I know it already.
You
I
don't
will
care.
wait. I will wait until it goes on sale. I'm
So-
not buying it full price.
Sure, that's fair. But so there was an article that came out like today. I saw on Reddit. It was like a post from the Mass Effect Legendary Edition team talking about a lot of the changes they made. Talking about like funny shit like making them. It was mostly about how they're retooling 1 to feel a lot more consistent with the other games. Like here's a great thing I would pay $60 for. In Mass Effect 1, you can sprint outside of combat now.
I mean, that's
incredible.
Pretty good. That's a pretty good change.
I still didn't play Mass Effect 1. I'm confused. Were you not able to sprint in the
Nope.
first game?
No.
You could sprint
annoying.
in combat. So the whole thing was as soon as you kill the last guy, if you know where you're going, just instantly sprint as far as you can before it forces you into Shepard's like arthritic walking motion that just took forever.
Oof.
They're retuning the Mako to be less floaty and not be. Oh, apparently, simple enough update. The Mako can touch lava and won't instantly game over you.
Damn. Yeah, you know what? I will. I was thinking because you were talking about them revamping the first one,
Mm-hmm.
so I might play the first one. I got like halfway through and I was like, this game is boring.
No, dude, it seems like they really retuned everything. Like obviously the visuals and everything are redone, but it seems like they took care of a lot of bugs, a lot of issues, and integrated all the DLC fully. I'm just really pumped for this. I honestly will probably do a season 2 of all the LPs to just play this again. I don't even care. Like I really love Mass Effect, and I think it's I don't know. It feels like one of those things that sometimes people forget just how sick that trilogy was, even with, because everyone was like, "Oh, 3's ending sucked," and 3's ending is now the canon ending. There's no more ways to play old 3 ending. But yeah, no, I'm just really pumped for this. I'm really excited. And a lot of the changes were really exciting. Like they're getting rid of like how the reticle grow was so egregious in the first game. So using anything but like a shotgun in a guy's chest was useless. They got rid of the auto melee that Mass Effect 1 had. So now you actually have a button. Literally in Mass Effect 1, the melee wasn't a button. You walked near a guy and Shepard would sometimes punch.
Yes.
Okay, that's weird.
And now they made it an actual button.
You mean like in how they started in 2?
Yeah, exactly.
Talk about a banger.
Yeah, no, I know. But it like I said, it seems like they are trying to keep every game unique but streamline a lot of the good changes through a lot of them, and I really like that. I think
Yeah,
one
I
of
was
the
still
Go ahead.
upset when
Why?
Kyle said he didn't
Oh
like
God.
he didn't like Mass Effect. He's like, "No, the game's bad," and I'm like, "You're bad."
Man, not everybody has to fucking like Mass Effect.
No, they don't.
You're
And
just
I'm
mad
like,
because it was Kyle.
Yeah, I like Kyle, but then some days he says some shit like that. I'm
Well,
like,
yeah, because
why are you like this?
sometimes Kyle is just antithetical to our existence, but you know,
Wow.
it is what it is. Like,
Alright,
I mean,
90%, not like
a lot of
sometimes.
the stuff I agree with him on. I am not the biggest fan of Mass Effect. Like, 2 was pretty good. I didn't really like 3. 1, I can barely remember anything about 1, honestly.
It's fair.
And it's just like, you know, when this goes on sale, when this pops up at like whatever percent off, if it's like sub $30, I'll probably pick it up and play through it all. Or maybe I'll just watch a Let's Play. I don't know.
Hey, you know,
Watch Timpedia's Let's
If you're
Play.
looking.
maybe?
Hey, shameless plugs. Here we go.
Shameless plug in the channel the people are already watching.
That they should already be
Let's go.
subscribed to.
Yeah, don't forget to
forget to
clickety
hit the
clack that
bell.
like
Like
button,
hit
ding
that
the
bell.
bell.
You know, when new episodes come out, shoot yourself in the head so you don't have to hear us say this again.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh boy.
But yeah, off of EA and to another EA3.
Jesus.
It's in the E3.
There are no games.
There are no games. So E3, the thing we all thought was dead forever as soon as they missed last year, is coming back with an all digital. It's the biggest direct any company has ever had before. We're relevant, guys.
Do
we promise.
care? Do we care about who cares about E3 anymore? Everybody has their
No,
own
I
fucking
don't care.
conference now.
I don't care.
Yeah,
Ooh.
E3 shouldn't exist anymore.
Here's
Like
an idea. No, go ahead, Freeman, and then I'll say my idea.
back when E3 existed, no one would shut up how like E3 is meant to be for the media, and people just keep showing up and making it bigger. So if you actually want it to be for the media, you don't need a conference. You just need a series of press releases all on the same day, and it's the same thing.
Well, so what I was gonna say is, what company? Because like every company's already pulled out of E3, right? But what if E3 just rebranded as like the video game week sounds so dumb, but you know what I mean? Like if they just convinced everyone to do announcements during a week instead of trying. It's like, who's gonna go to E3 even if it's digital? Like, if I'm Microsoft and E3 is like, we're going all digital, is Microsoft going to do something as part of E3? Why not just do it at the same time without giving E3 any money?
I think honestly having a single convention for game news is super outdated. Like back when gaming was more niche, having one spot where you had all journalists covering it was great. But like now that gaming is blown up, you almost don't want to be announcing things at the same time someone else is, because then there's too much happening at the same time. It's very easy for people to just not even see that you announce anything.
You get lost in the news cycle, which
Yeah.
is just not bad. It's bad publicity.
Right.
Or
So
it's no publicity, really.
So at that point, what's the point of this?
Exactly.
Well,
there is
yeah.
none.
There isn't. And like, I guess they could try to rebrand as like a, hey, come check out games for like general public, but then you're you're butting heads with PAX at that point, and like these other conventions. So like, E3 is just archaic, and I don't really think it's worth going to, because it's like all of these announcements, everything that we would have expected from E3 this year has already been announced in in these companies, like they're in their own conferences that they do online. So it's like whatever.
Yeah,
I mean, apparently Nintendo and Ubisoft don't think that way, but
the only time I've ever
apparently
been
they're
like
backing
jealous
this.
to be at E3 is when like new hardware was getting shown off, and there was something about it that you couldn't get from videos. Like when the Wii first got shown off, when they were showing off the PlayStation 5 controller. Like those are the only times where it's like, damn, I wish I was there. Other than that, it's like, damn, I wish IGN would load faster.
Yeah, and I mean even that, like if I feel like CES is a much better place for that anyways, because it's literally focused on hardware.
Yes.
And I'm sure if they really wanted to, they could go throughout their little booth at CES and be like, yo, check out our new shit. I want to roll up television. Just saying.
Oh, those were. Did they actually go through with that? Because those were so cool when they showed those off.
Those are real things.
Oh man, how much do they cost now?
A lot.
Oh man.
They're
Hold up.
about $4,000 at the moment, which is not. Oh no, never mind.
I hate
That's
Google. The
different.
first one's like, this is only 3,000. Like this is not a roll. Wait, this is not a roll up. This is just a regular ass TV.
It's
the roll up one is 30,000.
This is not HBO.
But to be
It's a
fair,
regular ass TV.
not only is this a roll-up television, it's an 8K OLED roll-up television.
Oh my.
All right.
Like, we're banging. For
So
those
anyway,
30K.
E3 is digital.
quick tangent before the next one. Do any of you guys actually stream 4K content?
No.
Yes. I do.
Yes.
Oh man, I'm behind on the times.
Yeah, it's mostly from stuff that allows it, like Amazon Prime has some stuff that I stream. Oh, I think there's some. Oh yeah, I definitely stream the new shows in 4K, like the Disney Plus stuff.
Gotcha. Just 'cause it seems like everyone's like really talking about how like 8K is on the horizon. It's like,
Dude,
there's still no content in 4K.
yeah,
There really
dude,
isn't
that's where
enough
I'm at.
stuff in 4K though.
Yeah,
like,
but
for the
like
general user.
you've got to remember, like we've been through this already, because
Yeah.
like when 2K happened, there was like, 4K is
Dude,
on
no
the
way.
horizon,
2K
and
was
then just,
literally
you just
never a
don't
thing.
remember it. Well, yeah, sure. 2K was. I
People
mean, it is
still
a thing.
barely stream in 2K.
Dude, no, like
I'm
I'm
not a lot
saying
of things even offer stuff in 2K.
I
My point is
legitimately
that
don't remember ever seeing a point where there was like 1080p is dying, go to 2K. It feels like it's been 1080p is still huge, 4K is getting there, and now everyone's like, ooh, 8K, even though no one actually does 8K.
Yeah, that's not exactly what I'm getting at, right? Like, when 1080p was like the new hotness in like early 2000s, like 4K was it was there, it was just in development, and like it was mentioned every now and again, and we just forget about that shit.
Dude, here's the real thing. Cartoons are always going to be in like 480p, so it really doesn't matter.
True.
For real. For the
fact.
longest time, I told Crunchyroll, like, do not attempt to switch me to 1080p. They only animate this shit at 720, so don't bother.
Yeah, I mean,
For
that's
real.
100%, and
Why
that's
upgrade
all we watch
technology?
anyways.
Why upgrade technology when we could just watch more anime?
Like, 8K will be a thing eventually, and they're gonna talk 16K will be a fucking thing after that, and we'll get there in fucking 30 years. It's whatever. Until it becomes prevalent enough, it is what it is. Like, you need a fucking 200-inch television to see a fucking 8K image.
Yeah, that's the thing. I know I'm the old man yelling at clouds here, but it legitimately feels like if I buy a 4K TV, I'm gonna be fine for the next 20 years if it kept working. Like, I'm sure something will come along and whatever.
Yeah,
I mean,
4K smartphones, it's just like,
what's the point?
it's kind of small. Like, I really can't see the difference between 1080 and 4K on this.
Yeah.
I mean, how much pixel density do you want on your fucking 6-inch screen?
I need more pixel density than I have cells on my arm. Like, Jesus.
These Switch Pro rumors, like, yeah, handheld's gonna run 4K. It's like,
Who cares?
You straight up do not need that.
No.
Like, no one can tell the difference.
Well, see, normies don't get it,
Bruh,
alright?
you know what? I
Bigger
would be
numbers
happy
is
as
better.
fuck if it just ran well at
Yeah.
720.
Yes.
I just want it to
Yo,
run well at 720.
maybe the new Switch Pro will run The Witcher 3 at 720p
God.
without dipping down to like 15 FPS sometime.
Yo, maybe.
True.
Whatever. People can
Maybe.
wish.
We can only hope.
Speaking of we can only hope.
Our hopes have been dashed.
So there was once a great dream of the greatest video game to ever exist called
We have to
Cyberpunk
talk about
2077.
this.
Absolutely,
We have
we
to.
do.
We
Yeah,
have
we do.
to.
Yeah.
No, we don't have
I
to.
need to
And
know
the
about the
dream-
development update for the game that hasn't come out.
No, we can talk about Space
The
Jam
game
instead.
came out,
Okay.
and everybody
Okay.
was like, "This is not the
Okay.
Giga game," and
Okay.
No.
I'm probably not going to play this game for at least another year. I'm kind of realizing. But patch 1.2, the big one, before CD Projekt starts actually talking about DLC. Apparently, their old roadmap was like, yeah, patch 1.1, 1.2, and then DLC stuff this year starts happening. Let's see if that actually happens. But patch 1.2 with over 500 bug fixes. Most people are saying the game is relatively unchanged.
It's not enough
Really?
bug fixes. It's not enough. Bug
It's like a
fixes.
drop in the bucket. People are like, this is good.
Uh,
Things are a little better, but there's still so much,
I
so
don't
far
wanna
to
talk
go.
about it.
Oh my god, these patch notes read like all my commit messages at work.
Oh boy.
Fixed a minor bug that might crash the game. Really downsell the severity of what you patched.
Yeah, you just got a minor case of severe brain damage. It's fine.
No, most of these are real notes. I'm just
No, but there's always shit like that. Like every league patch notes at the very end, they're like, and much more, and it's like, what does that even fucking mean? That's not helpful at all. That
I love apps that
literally
are
nothing.
lazy and just put improved stability as their update notes.
Improve stability.
What do you mean we improve stability? I don't understand the question.
We were legally required to put something in this text box before they let us hit submit. So here you go.
No, but hey, man, Cyberpunk's it's still a game. They're still working on it.
Whatever, man, I beat
still
it,
in
it's
early
fine,
access.
Whatever.
early access.
Yo, I look forward to
Whatever.
my pre-order coming true in a year, because as far as I know, I still pre-ordered that game. That game hasn't come out yet.
Oh boy.
I'll
You know
give it
what,
the Witcher
yo-
treatment. Once they sell all the DLC in a complete collection for the PlayStation 6, I'll buy it.
I still
Yeah.
had fun.
I bought
with
my
it.
$60 copy of Cyberpunk, and I'll buy another $60 copy of the Game of the Year edition when it comes out in 4 years.
I mean, hey man, if it works, then
Yeah, but I
And
won't
the
even have
DLC is
played
good.
this copy probably.
yeah, you know what, man? Maybe you're better
Nah, you
leaving
know what?
that impression alone.
Look, you know what? It's
Just-
fine because honestly, like, The Witcher 3 earned more than the like $20 I bought it for when it was on sale. So that's what I
Oh,
see
okay.
it as. Is I just
Gotcha.
gave them more Witcher 3 money.
Fair enough.
I don't even know if this matters to anybody.
It does. 'Cause I just watched the trailer like
Okay,
in the
cool.
background.
Excellent.
Why do we
Come
care
on and
about
slam, and let's
Because-
go to the
Because Space Jam 1 was an amazing part of our childhood. It was that cool, weird movie that took, Looney Tunes, different kind of life, but wasn't super cool. And then it took Michael Jordan, who was super cool, and just mashed them together into this amazing movie. Which, going back, is nowhere near as good as any of us
So-
remember it being.
You know what's really
no,
funny though?
it wasn't good.
Today I
What?
wanted to make a reference to a coworker because we were talking about how my boss likes to slam his door for no reason, and I was going to text her and like say I wanted to try to find a gif of "Come on and slam" and "Welcome to the jam" and like "Come on and slam" and then have my boss slamming his door, and I had legitimately never realized that "Come on and slam" is from Space Jam original.
Oh my
goodness.
god, Tim, come on.
I don't know if I ever actually watched this movie. I remember seeing clips all the time when I was younger, but like,
This movie's amazing, but
a trailer
Michael
came out
Jordan's
for the new
acting
one
isn't.
about LeBron.
so honestly, my only complaint about this movie is the same complaint I had about Attack on Titan season 4, and it's the CG. I don't think the Looney Tune gang was made for CG. Like, part of the joke of this is just taking like the old Looney Tunes and putting them into a movie, and they are doing that. There are 2D segments, but I just don't think they look good in 3D CG.
Honestly, have they ever? Probably not.
Has
some
Looney Tunes or has
some
anything?
No, Looney Tunes, like I'm saying.
I think this is the first time they've done it.
Ever?
yeah, I think so. I can't recall.
No, I just don't care about this movie.
This kind of seems like a weird man. They did the same scene in this from Ready Player One.
Well, so here's the thing. I've never even seen Ready Player One, but as soon as I saw Iron Giant in this movie, I was like, Jesus, this is just a basketball Ready Player One.
I mean, yeah.
Iron Giant literally shows up in this trailer, and I'm like, what the fuck is this movie?
I have no clue. All I know is I actually like Ready Player One, so don't shit on it.
I'm not. I just didn't watch it.
All right. I read the books.
Well, I would read it instead of watching because I've heard the book is way better.
Probably a
The
better
book is
idea.
very good and makes way more sense than the
From the movie.
the
Yeah.
movie does.
I'm not gonna defend it as a good movie. I'm just saying I enjoyed it.
Yeah, that's fine. I enjoyed it too. I also enjoyed Monster Hunter. Those weren't good movies.
No, do you guys think this movie's gonna do anything?
This movie's made for kids.
Do you think it's gonna do anything?
That's my final
Yeah.
sentence. This movie's made for kids.
It has its audience, and they will probably do just fine.
Do you think
It's gonna do amazingly with its target audience and parents.
But
Yeah.
I don't think it's not made for people who remember Space Jam 1 being a good movie.
I don't think
Yeah.
it's made for people, but it's clearly made for like people our age who have kids who are like, oh, I remember Space Jam. I'm going to take my kid to see LeBron in Space Jam New.
Yeah, exactly.
But do you
We're
think
not the
it's
target
actually,
audience.
No. I get that. Do you think it's actually going to succeed at that?
Probably. It probably will.
I just
Because I
feel
mean, I at least have fond memories of Looney Tunes. Like,
sure, but
am I that interested in the movie? Not really. But if I had a kid, I'd be like, yeah, let's go see
Yeah, I'd take him
Space
to go
Jam.
see it.
Okay. No, I'm curious because I don't feel much tug towards this, and honestly, as someone who grew up watching Looney Tunes because my dad would like buy the collections on DVD and play them,
Yeah.
I really couldn't care less that Looney Tunes is in this movie.
As a person
that's fine.
who, this was one of the few VHS tapes that I did wear out as a kid. I will not
Oh,
see this
man.
movie.
Damn.
Yeah, it was this and Lion King. This Lion King and Home Alone I apparently wore out.
Oh, nice. Those are good.
Damn.
Solid lineup.
Damn,
Yeah.
son. Two of those are good.
Speaking of a solid lineup, I just wanted to throw this on there just to say we talked about it.
Oh, so I can remove my thing at the bottom. Then.
Yeah, I was gonna say I just want to talk about it here, partially because we've talked about it before, and also
But you
because
didn't
it's...
even watch it.
No,
Let's
but
what we're talking
but
about.
it's a big deal. So Zack Snyder's Justice League came out, and everybody seems to think that whether or not you like this movie, basically, every single review I've heard says this is better than Joss Whedon's version.
Yeah, I agree. But
Tyler.
is it good? No.
Well, see, that's where people still
Ooh.
differ.
Yeah, no, people, I've talked to at least 6 or 7 people about this, and I talked to those people before I even started it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I had literally my entire job, and plus a few other people say, even some of the people at my comic shop saying, like, oh, this is, like, the fucking best thing since, like, fucking,
My God.
not Endgame, Infinity War. Like,
Not Endgame.
this is like this is like about that level, and I'm like, you know what? Fine, I'll be the judge of this. Like, I've watched 4-hour movies before. It's fine. I watch it, and like, I don't know. People disagree with me. They're like, no, this movie's great. It is, granted, it is the same movie but longer, but in a better way. It uses the time a lot better, and like all the things that weren't explained or anything like that in the original version were explained, and it makes a lot more sense.
Mm-hmm.
However, I feel like there's just a lot of things. Like, I still feel like the fucking the CG's terrible. It's absolute ass. Like I literally I can't get over it. I can't get over like half the talent. I think half the talent is bad. Like I don't like Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. I was talking to Tim and his family about this yesterday.
Yeah.
I don't like her. I think she's a shitty Wonder Woman. Also an unpopular opinion. Like
True.
she feels like a dead fish on screen. She has no enthusiasm.
All right, I need to watch the first Wonder Woman because I definitely felt the same way watching 84.
The dude who played Barry Allen, the Flash, he's just annoying. The way they wrote Barry Allen in this show is annoying as fuck. I honestly can't
This
stand
show,
it.
Tyler, this is a movie.
Yeah, this movie. Sorry, I'm
4
thinking
hours
of
now.
Kidding.
because I'm thinking of the show, like the CW shows.
Mm-hmm.
That Flash was really good.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was like Barry Allen's kinda like a Spider-Man character. Like he's kind of like a Peter Parker, where he's like fucking goofy and shit, and like he says jokes and stuff. And in this one, he just like comes off as super awkward. The only thing that I liked the most about it was Cyborg's like the additional Cyborg backstory,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like that, and they added extra scenes at the end where they kind of go into why everything was a wasteland in Batman vs Superman.
Gotcha.
Like those scenes, uh, like with Bruce Wayne's like premonitions and stuff like that. I don't know if you guys remember any of that shit, or if you've even
The Tony
seen
Stark
Batman
No,
vs
I didn't watch
Superman.
this movie.
That's fine. Like honestly, I feel like people just like fed into the hype. That's my own opinion. I don't think you're missing much. And the worst part about this movie is, I mean, they might say that it'll count, but so far, Warner Brothers has no plans of making this cut canonical.
Wow.
Yeah, so I don't know if y'all knew that or not.
So they're
No.
just shooting themselves in the foot.
They're not shooting themselves in the foot. They made money off this, I'm sure.
Yeah, they're making money off of it, but like, man, the
generates
DCU
hype.
is not the MCU.
No,
It's not. In fact, this is my own opinion, and I'll make it very quick. I think they should have stuck to their guns with the shows. They were doing a very good job with the shows, and they decided to half-ass all the spin-offs. And now people are losing like a lot of interest in them, and like they're cutting them all off. And they're trying to like siphon all that stuff into like the DC universe, like
Hilariously
streaming
enough,
platforms.
as Marvel is like TV.
Yeah, and like, but that's the thing. Like, DC is trying all they can to just keep up when they should just play to their strengths, and it's fucking hilarious because the TV show, like the silver screen and like streaming stuff, is ending up just like how the comics are playing out. And like, I've been following comic stuff for about like 5 years. It's DC just trying to catch up
Wait,
with
really?
literally everything. Yeah, dude, it's literally that. Like, Marvel will come out with anything. They could come out with fucking jizz on fucking paper, and like people will buy it. And all DC has is like, oh hey, we know you guys like Superman, but hey, look at all this Batman stuff we have. Look at it. We got Batman Detective Comics. We got Batman the Family. We got Batman the Rebirth. We got Batman All Stars. We got Batwoman. We got fucking Robin. We got Nightwing. We got Batman Beyond. We got Batman. I only named off half of them, and those are all currently running.
What the fuck?
Just so you all know.
What's going on, Superman?
What's going on with Superman? Superman's got like maybe 2 comics. He's got like his current run, and he's got like, I don't know. He's got
Dude,
some other shit.
honestly, Tyler, I know you're saying that like it makes sense. Dude, I legitimately think I would rather read 5 Batman comics than a Superman because I've always been bored with Superman. And I get that that's not for everybody, and I get that there are plenty of people who probably love the shit out of Superman. Man, Superman has always been the most boring.
He is, because he ain't got no good writers.
Okay, that's fair.
All right, hold up. It took me a while to figure out why people love the concept of an overpowered protagonist in anime, and then it occurred to me, people genuinely love Superman.
Yeah.
I get it, but I love like All Might. But he's basically he's literally the Superman of my hero.
There are nuances though about Superman that can be exploited. Like, so I explained this before, and I'm probably going to ruin things. But you know what? I don't care because it's great. This is like actually good writing, and I've told you guys. I don't know if I said it on the podcast or not, but like, you guys know Injustice, the game, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So they made an entire comic series
Oh
to go
yeah.
hand in hand with that. And the reason why, and like people are like, how is Superman evil in Injustice 2? Well, I'll tell you, because I think they're going for the same kind of plot in the movies. Because they're like, well, how come he's doing this? And in the Snyder cut, at the end, Joker's there, and that's not a
Oh
spoiler
God, I
to
heard about
anybody.
that. Yeah, in the
He-
epilogue, Joker shows up.
Yeah, Joker's there, and then he tells Batman, he's like, "Hey, you can't undo all this without me." And I'm like, "Oh shit, they're doing that plot line." So in Injustice, Joker kills Lois Lane. Well, he doesn't kill Lois Lane. He tricks Superman into killing Lois Lane and his unborn child.
Oh my goodness.
And Batman's like, "Yo, Joker, like you just need to like chill for a second." And Joker's like, "Nah, this is the best joke ever. You're gonna watch. Superman's gonna come and kill
Oh.
me." And he's like, "No, Clark's a better man than that." Literally, the next frame, Superman comes through, kills Joker, just rips his heart out of his fucking
Damn.
chest. I was like, "This is amazing," and it all spirals from there.
Holy shit.
And that's how you write Superman. You exploit like the human element of him because people forget like, yo, he may be this like superhuman. Well, he's literally an alien. He's Goku, right? And this is how they should have written Goku as like, a character kind of because like if they just exploit like, oh, he is literally this humble kid who grew up on a farm with like these very humble parents
Mm-hmm.
who's all about family, he's all about like this thing and like just like and he's literally just like any other man. You strip the man of like what they have, then they become like this broken thing and like what do people do when they're fucking broken and they got all this power? We're gonna fuck shit up. I mean, look at that's what what was kind of going on with WandaVision.
It's true.
Same thing. Like they choose to not write those stories.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my rant on Superman.
That's what I'd be interested in reading.
Yeah, yo, Injustice is great for like its original run, and then they kind of I feel kept it going for the video games. But it's pretty balls to the wall. Like they don't pull any punches. Like when characters die, they die.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. I recommend. I think I did talk about Injustice once now.
Yeah,
I think,
I'm pretty sure you did.
yeah, like now that I'm talking more about it, I think someone else was talking, or like one of your viewers were talking about it. But yeah, I don't know. Superman is boring though. A lot of shit is boring, and like I don't know, it could have been better. This whole DC universe could have been
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Yep.
Speaking of the DC expanded universe, what about the Square Enix expanded universe?
Square Enix. So they announced some things like on March 18th, which was
a lot of stuff.
weeks ago.
I mean, we did in fact not record the podcast for a while.
That was
True.
after our most recent episode.
Yeah.
So they announced a couple things. A lot of this is like, who the fuck cares? One that's kind of piqued my interest. Forspoken looks pretty interesting.
Yo,
They
that
dropped
game
the trailer
does
for
So
that.
we actually did watch the trailer for this one just because I saw it and I was like, yo, they're definitely reusing assets from Final Fantasy 15 in this, but it still looks cool.
Yeah, it looks really dope. I don't know, they didn't show any gameplay or anything like that, so it's like, who knows what the game's actually going to be, but it was a pretty hype trailer, so you know what? Awesome. Kudos to Square Enix. Hopefully they keep that shit up.
Definitely starting to see more of that.
Avengers is adding Black Panther and Hawkeye. Who gives a fuck? Moving on. There's a new Life is Strange.
Yes, Life is Strange 3. So this one's fun.
Yeah.
So the original developer, Donut, they did Life is Strange 1. To work on 2, they handed the series off to a different studio to do Life is Strange Before the Storm, which technically was fine. I don't think it was as good as 1. But then Life is Strange 2 was just not very good. So they went and they took it away from Donut and they said, no. That studio we let do the little midquel, they're going to do 3 now. So there's that studio's working on it.
Hell yeah. And
hopefully it's good.
Life is Strange True Colors. I wasn't a very big fan of the style of this game, but I mean, like, hey man, if you enjoyed Life is Strange, you'll probably enjoy this one.
Yeah, I'm hoping they can figure out what was wrong with 2. And low key was that Life is Strange 1, you have a cool superpower and the story is about it. Life is Strange 2 is you don't, your brother does, and that's it. That's the story. And it's just very not compelling to play a character who's watching someone else do cool stuff all the time.
Yeah,
so I think they learned the lesson to like
stuff.
give you a cool power in 3.
Yeah, so looking forward to it. Maybe I'll try it out because like I didn't play the first 2, but it's getting interesting. You know, I'm looking for different games to play. Speaking of different,
I'm pretty sure Life is Strange 1 is free for anyone. So anyone who's curious, if you haven't heard me talk about this series enough over the last 100 whatever episodes we do in the podcast, then definitely try out episode 1.
Hell yeah, cool. And you know, speaking of more new games, Outriders, which is just Destiny, is a thing that's out on Game Pass now too.
You're talking about this.
I played the demo. Man, is it a generic cover shooter?
Hell yeah, let's go.
The story premise was really cool for like the first 10 minutes, and then you're just like, fuck you, I'm awesome, and then you just kick everybody's ass, and you're just nothing interesting really happens. You're just kind of there being a guardian. I mean, you're an outrider, but you're actually just a guardian. Like, hey, you're busted. You got broken powers. Go fuck shit up for us. Thanks, bro. Tomb Raider, the definitive Survivor trilogy. I'm probably gonna pick this up because I only own one of the Tomb Raiders.
Really?
Wait a minute. There's 3 of them. Have I just not been paying attention?
Yeah. What is it?
Yes, there
Tomb Raider, Rise, Shadow.
Oh my goodness.
So there are 3, and a trilogy is coming out for them, and like hell yeah, that's awesome. And they're Just Cause and Hitman are coming to mobile phones. Whatever. That's it.
Nice.
I played all 3 of those Tomb Raider games. They're all pretty good. But man, I don't think I'm ever going to play any of them ever again.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine. I mean, I haven't gone back and played
for anyone who hasn't played them yet, I'm
either.
sure this is going to be the best chance. And they are good games. Definitely. Like, I would absolutely say that these are good games worth playing. I couldn't tell you what the stories were. I remember thinking that the third story was just ludicrous.
Yeah, that is kind of how Tomb Raider goes, though, isn't it? Like, the progression of insanity is just, you know, it's like, we're going to go find this relic, and then you get the relic, and it's like, cool, whatever. There was an ancient relic, and there was history and stuff, and then you get to the end of the trilogy, and it's like, there's a curse, and there's evil space demons and shit. Like, all right.
Evil space demons, yo.
Uncharted did the exact same fucking thing, though. Like,
yeah, they did.
Like, fucking El Dorado in the first game was like that was a very grounded thing.
Boy.
And then, like,
can I talk about this for a second? Just 1 second.
Go ahead.
How in the first game they gonna say, oh, El Dorado wasn't a city, it was this gold statue, but in the second game it's gonna be like, oh, the Tree of Life just wasn't a Tree of Life, it was a whole fucking city.
I mean, yeah.
How?
Subverting
How, Sway?
Expectations.
No, this is horse shit. I don't like it. See, that's why the first game was garbage.
Oh my god.
I don't acknowledge it. All right, we can keep going. That's all I wanted to say.
Well, we're on to the Weeb shit now.
All right, yeah, it's time for the Weeb shit. Let's just do it. All right. We'll start with the good news first. So we knew going into this weekend, April 4th, there was some JoJo-related announcement. And given that it's been 600 days since Part 5, like just shy of 2 years, everyone was like, oh man, is JoJo Part 6 happening or not? And everyone was setting themselves up to be really upset. except we didn't have to because Stone Ocean JoJo Part 6 is fucking confirmed. Anyway, we don't have a date. We don't have a studio. We're pretty sure it's David Production, but they won't comment, which makes me scared it's not. But then again, no one besides David Production is dumb enough to attempt to animate JoJo in the first place. So it's probably just going to be David Production. Very excited for this one. I know I've managed to stay as spoiler-free as possible. The only big detail I can take out of the meme community right now is that because the JoJo from this part is the first female JoJo, people are making jokes about how JoJo is no longer gay. Now it's a lesbian series. So enjoy it while you can.
Oh, that's
I
what
mean,
the
that's
meme
fine.
you sent the other day about, like, girls, it's your turn to be fucking lesbians now.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
For anyone who doesn't know,
you can understand.
This part is called Stone Ocean because the main character JoJo goes to an all-female prison, and the prison's called Stone Ocean. So,
Shit!
I'm pretty sure it's an all-female cast. That there's one character who was drawn as a female, and the author decided like 3 chapters later, nah, they're a dude now, and they just decided to draw them differently. So we'll see how they choose to handle the cast this time.
Listen, they may all be women, but it's still JoJo, so they're gonna look like homoerotically muscular men.
I certainly hope so. Very
I certainly hope so.
Anyway, moving on. Since I talk about it every week, I gotta talk about what anime movies are the #1 box office smash hit, because Evangelion 3+1.
Well, it's Mugen Train still.
It's still 3+1 is still currently of the week #1 of the box office. But creeping up at #2 is Mugen Train, which is up 37% from last week, or some nonsensical number. It's like people hear that Mugen Train isn't #1 and decide to buy tickets that it stays #1. Like, I don't know how many.
Who does this?
This is only Japan. This is only people in Japan are propping this up. So I don't know how many times people need to see this movie.
To be fair, we haven't seen it yet, so we might exactly end up the same way.
Yeah,
no, I don't believe that shit. This
of course
is
you
ridiculous.
don't, but let's see.
Look, if a single animation sequence can get me to watch the Second Hero Academia movie like 4 times, then if they have
I still want to watch it a second
movie,
time.
If they have a hype sequence in this movie, they can probably convince people to watch it 8, 9 times in 4D theaters or whatever.
Tyler, we're gonna talk about it later, but we saw a movie on the big screen this weekend. Like, imagine seeing some pretty hype Mugen Train animation on the big screen.
Yeah, but I wouldn't see it like 3 fucking times though.
I mean, everyone has a couple movies they've seen like multiple times in theaters.
Yeah,
the only time I've seen an anime movie in theater 3 times though was Pokemon 2000.
Okay.
Yo, I saw that
fine.
shit
That's
like
fair.
twice. Yeah, I saw like Pokemon 1 and 2 like twice. I don't think I've ever seen a movie 3 times.
The only time I've ever seen a movie 3 times in theaters was actually Star Wars Episode 3. Once my family, once my friends, and then once more for I think it was like someone's birthday party.
Why would you do that to yourself?
Well,
I know.
Hold on, I liked 3. I enjoyed it all 3 times.
Yo, fine. Hey, man. If you want to
no one
hurt yourself
goes
like
to a
that,
movie for the
that's
3rd
okay.
time when they didn't enjoy it the first 2.
That's also true.
That's called Stockholm syndrome.
Anyway, but just to finish off the Eva story, so I sent a meme in chat to our guys about how Hideaki Anno is just completely over the Eva franchise. And seems like he's just being tapped by every like major Japanese franchise. Be like, hey, what you did with Godzilla, that gritty, realistic, new age take on a classic franchise, do it again. So they contact him to do the same thing for the Kamen Rider franchise. I know there's one
Shin
other
Godzilla to Shin Kamen
Rider,
Rider, yeah.
And there's at least one other he's also like working on. So everyone's just like, yeah, we just want to Evangelionify all these old franchises that people still love. So that's what he's doing now. I'm pretty sure he's done with anime. So no more Eva ever. Which
I mean, didn't he say that this is the end?
Well, you think that when someone makes a movie called The End of Evangelion, you think that's it. But then he's like, no, I'm gonna redo it because I didn't like how we did it. But then he doesn't redo it and just does something new entirely that he also still doesn't like. So it sounds like it's a him problem. And rather than dealing with it, I think he's just going to walk away, which might be, for all of our sanity, the best thing. Because I don't know how I'm going to process the 4th Eva movie. I barely processed the 3rd one correctly.
What do you mean correctly?
The 3rd movie was fucking weird. I'm not going to lie. All over the place. Anyway, let's talk about Funimation's legal problems for the week. So I brought this up a couple episodes ago that Funimation was part of a class action lawsuit for having their site not be up to certain standards for, how do I put it, for less abled individuals. Like there's a certain standard to do on your website, so that way if you need like reading assistant software, you can still navigate the website. And it turns out it wasn't their streaming site, it was their shop, the one that you can pay extra on your Funimation account to get access to all these cool deals. The shop just was not compliant at all. So if you were blind, you just could not shop on Funimation.com at all. And that was apparently the content of the lawsuit, which they did settle out of court. So I don't know what the deals with shop.funimation.com, if they're going to revamp it, because Funimation just seems so hesitant to touch any of their website code at the moment. And on top of that, I'm pretty sure this next one happened after our last episode, because this one's actually huge. So the U.S. Justice Department is investigating Funimation for attempting to form a monopoly with the purchase of Crunchyroll, which is really shitty because this is completely slowing down the purchase of Crunchyroll, which, as I'm sure you guys know, because I bitch about this every time I see you guys, is the whole reason that neither Crunchyroll nor Funimation is updating their site to be better. It's because they're both waiting for this merger to go through, but now the Justice Department is like, hold up, we think you have a monopoly on anime.
Oh, now they have antitrust issues.
Which seems
Okay.
really weird considering both Netflix and Amazon both still have, well, Amazon's not as big anymore, both still have like anime divisions on their streaming services. Like 2 of the 5 FANG companies are their direct competitors, and they're like, nah, you might be a monopoly. Which seems like
I don't know,
horseshit.
dude. I feel like Funimation and Crunchyroll are just so much the names in anime.
They kind of are.
Like, it sucks, but at the same time, like, it's pretty heavy duty. Like, yeah, Netflix has anime and it's been successful and they're backing more, but they also suck at releases and they don't get as much stuff as, like, there's no season of releases. Where is the seasons of anime happening right now? Crunchyroll and Funimation.
So Netflix locks down, I think, about 6 shows a season, and that's a problem. Like right now, from your perspective, it doesn't feel like Netflix has a lot. That's because it's not coming out week to week. No one's talking about stuff. It's just kind of locked away, and then it suddenly gets released. And sometimes you'll have a big normie rush, like for what was that one like mixed martial arts anime? Kengan Ashura. That was one that had huge normie appeal, and it like really having a whole season out to just binge in one go really appealed to them. But this was not the kind of show that needed like a binge structure to it. It would have done great for week to week. It was all about these structured fights, who's going to win. And Netflix just straight up doesn't get that. They see their numbers of like, oh, people who watch 13 Reasons Why really love binging, therefore all of our shows should be bingeable, and just ignore other demographics. And that's gonna, I guess I'll just cleanly transition into the next one about why I'm salty. So for anyone who doesn't know what Shaman King is, congratulations. 4Kids had it back in the early 2000s, which is why you don't know about it. But it's one of those like shonen franchises that should have gotten better, but unfortunately anime at the time wasn't that amazing. A similar, and I don't mean this negatively, a similar situation to Hunter x Hunter, where at the time they couldn't adapt all of it and it was limited by the medium, even though like early Hunter x Hunter did still have a cool aesthetics. It was very like Yu Yu Hakusho era. But looking at what happened to Hunter x Hunter when Madhouse adapted it in mid 2010s, it came out amazing. It was really good. It was like the shonen to watch at the time. And the problem is Shaman King wants to do that, but thanks to being in Netflix jail, I can't watch any of it for 12 to 16 weeks. And then once I'm caught up, I have to wait 12 to 16 more weeks to watch any of it. And now there's currently no legal way to watch it in English. So any conversation about this show is just like, it's gone. It doesn't exist. This should be one of the biggest shonen this season, especially because Black Clover just ended and no one can talk about it because no one can watch it. And it sucks.
That does suck. This looks pretty interesting, and I didn't know this existed.
Yeah, I'm very excited for it.
Real quick, Freeman, before you get to this next thing.
Sure.
Just something really funny because it's related to anime. So I went, speaking of how bad the apps are, so I just went open the Crunchyroll app because r/anime reminded me that the Slime spin-off show started, and apparently the first episode's good. So I was going to go to Crunchyroll and just see what it's called or if it's listed under Slime. And I saw, oh, One Punch Man is on Crunchyroll now, and they're showing pictures of season 2 characters. Does that mean season 2 of One Punch Man is now on Crunchyroll? If you click on One Punch Man on Crunchyroll's app, it takes you to something called season 2 of One Punch Man, and it's only season 1, and there is no season 1 available for One Punch Man. It's just season 1 is labeled season 2, and there is only that one season on Crunchyroll.
Okay,
What?
so the reason it's that way is that they have the license to One Punch Man season 2 in other regions. So I think it's only Germany has it.
But then why is it showing up as, like, why are season 1 episodes called season 2?
That might be an app only thing. If you're on the website, they have One Punch Man and they have it broken down by season 2, season whatever, and then
How about this?
German
It's
dub.
Here's
fucking
where you get
stupid.
NordVPN. With NordVPN, you can access websites from all around the country or all around the world.
We have 1,000 servers anywhere in the world.
You can even use it to download our actual episode sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends. No, see, this is again what we've been talking about. Like, these apps are just bad and they need to get reworked, but they're just not putting the effort right now.
No, they're just not going to rework it because they
And it's
get
good.
the money. They get the money anyway.
Like, we're not gonna get a new app to like earliest holiday season this year. Knowing how
we're
fast
just
the
not
developers
going to.
work.
What do they care? Why spend money on the app when they know? See, that's the only thing that gets me about, like. That's where I'm almost on the side of the whole monopoly thing, because, like, what are people going to do? Not sign up for Crunchyroll and not watch all the shows on there? No. All these anime are exclusive to one service, so they're going to fucking go to that service.
So I'm hoping once the merger goes through, it's less of that. Because still, like, if you guys search, it's the website FansubDB. They list out where every show is this season. And it's just a clean split, Crunchyroll, Funimation, and there's very few shows that are available on both. Like, the only ones that are like Card Fight Vanguard and like SD Gundam World Heroes, like, those are the only ones that's available on both, which is very weird.
Well, that's why I was saying about the whole monopoly thing. As soon as they buy each other, or as soon as Funimation buys them.
Look, you're not wrong. I'm honestly shocked that Viz has nothing this season. I wonder if they were the ones who sold Shaman King to Netflix.
Either way, we don't have to keep talking about this for sure.
All right, sorry, it makes me salty. Then on to announcements. I guess I should have lumped it in with Sequel City. Anohana. We still don't remember the name of the flower we saw that day. The anime whose ending song is guaranteed to make me cry with the first 3 notes. I can't believe that show is 10 years old. Time is flying way too hard. But they announced a 10-year anniversary project, which included artwork of all the characters from that series aged up 10 years. So what are we going to get? We don't know because they still haven't announced it. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be a movie, given how everything's been going lately. It's definitely going to be a movie. Which ties into all the sequel announcements. First and foremost, Jujutsu Kaisen ended it in the last couple of weeks since we last talked. But they announced a movie adapting the prequel chapters of the manga because they don't want to commit to a sequel yet. I don't know. Apparently, I'm not even going to pretend I know what the prequel's about. They had to completely rebrand it so people knew what they were talking about. For anyone who doesn't watch Jujutsu Kaisen, they attend this like supernatural high school. And when the author released prequel chapters, he didn't want to just like tie to the series. So he released under the name Tokyo Metropolitan Curse Technical School was the name of the 4 chapters that came out. And they announced it was getting a movie called Jujutsu Kaisen 0, where they're just like, fuck the branding. We need people to know exactly what franchise this movie is a prequel to.
Yeah,
So
we got some idiot anime watchers over here, not gigabrain manga readers.
Look, man, I need to understand. Am I supposed to watch Jujutsu Kaisen 0 before or after ReZero here? Because this is getting real confusing.
God. Am I supposed to play Yakuza 0 before or after?
How does this play into Steins Gate 0? Next thing, Quintuplets ended, and we got news of a sequel, which they had to elaborate that they didn't confirm it was a season. They just said it's a sequel. And I was like, okay, well, what does that mean? And they're just refusing to comment, which I don't want. I do not want a Quintuplets movie. I just want a season 3, just to close it out. Like, there's no way you can cram.
I just want something that's about 4 times as long. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. It's not even so much the content. It's that I want to be able to watch it week to week, as opposed to waiting for the Blu-ray to come out in Japan before I have any hope of seeing it in the U.S.
What do you mean? Quintuplets will definitely come to theaters.
Holy fuck! If I have to go to a theater with Luigi, and it's a bunch of people like us in a theater, like screaming for their waifu when she loses, then I don't know if I can do
You
it.
know
It's-
damn
Dear
well
God.
that's how it might be. But you could also be in that group where you're the only ones laughing and no one's laughing.
All right, hold on. So while we enjoyed laughing at the Konosuba movie, the first Hero Academia movie, when it came out, I did not realize how many shippers would be in the audience, and
Oh,
it like
dude.
actively ruined the fucking movie. Like there's that scene where all the girls come out in their like gowns for the big
Mhm.
gala, and just every time one comes up, you just hear their different sections screaming,
Screaming.
"Waifu, yes, there she is!" And I'm sitting there
Oh
like,
my
"Oh
God.
my fucking god, just shut up!" And I can feel it. I can feel me and Luigi standing up and screaming, "Let's go, Miku!" And I don't want to be a part of that. I just want this shit to be on
Let's
Crunchyroll
go,
and watch it
Miku.
in the privacy of my living room.
Maybe
I
instead
mean,
of
I'm
a,
with yo. I mean, I can join in after I'm caught up, and then we can all yell "Let's go, Miku" together.
Hell yeah!
Oh,
maybe
boy.
they'll just sell tickets. Like they'll sell tickets to the movie, and then they'll sell tickets to the fight that'll take place in the movie theater.
Oh my
Oh,
god,
yeah.
yeah. Whoever's waifu wins gets a bucket of popcorn on the way out. Everyone else gets just salt.
What if they have a
Anyway.
choose your own adventure thing where like the theater has to like decide as a group who wins?
Oh my god.
They would literally 20 days later they're still in the theater and no one's given ground.
I refuse to admit she lost. Anyway, moving on. I mentioned it briefly before, but Black Clover has finally ended after 170 episodes. I can't believe I watched almost all of them. I still have 6 left. But they announced that it would be continuing as a movie, which sounds like they want the movie team from that studio is going to do that, and that whereas the seasonal anime team sounds like they're getting pulled on to work on the final arc of Bleach. So they might do that and then come back and do Black Clover again, because we're running like dangerously close to the manga. Like they'd have to just immediately go into another filler arc. So Black Clover is effectively over until this movie comes out. Animation for the fights, for like the big fights in Black Clover, is phenomenal. So I am actually really excited it's getting a movie, because that's going to look spectacular. And then I guess
you know what else is spectacular?
We'll close out with the big one. I'll start with the good half of the news and the part that makes me salty. The good half of the news is that the final manga chapter is done. It'll be releasing in like 3 days from now. So I guess a couple days after listeners all hear this.
There's already so many spoilers cropping up on Reddit that I don't click on. I haven't seen any, but like there are posts already getting near the top of Reddit for me about Attack on Titan chapters.
Have you made your own Reddit account yet?
No.
You have to. That's the only reason I don't see this shit. Is I only go to the subs I want to. Because as much as I really want to go onto, I guess it's our Shingeki no Kyojin. I always want to say Titan folk because that's like the free folk version of that subreddit. But yeah, no, we got to be vigilant, because 9 months from now we're getting the second half of Attack on Titan final season, which, good lord, the naming convention. Final season part 2 is coming in January.
Wait, I thought it was coming sooner than that.
No, they said winter 2022.
Oh,
so,
right, we talked about this. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So we got a 9-month wait for it, which kind of sucks given that all the spoilers are out there and no one's going to get it.
Raina!
But the part I'm mad about is that by having a final season part 2, it makes the title of final season part 1 a blatant lie, because it's not the final season. It's
no, come
final
on.
season
We
prologue.
all knew it was a lie.
Yes.
We knew like by week 2. There's no way.
There was that brief hope that it wasn't going to be 16 episodes and there would be a surprise it's really 28, and then we'd be fine. And then there was that part of me that thought, they saw Mugen Train and said, chop off the last 12 episodes, we're doing a movie, which thankfully they're not. Like, I would not want to wait for a movie.
No. Although, to be fair, could you imagine a packed movie theater watching Attack on Titan?
I don't know.
Well,
I feel like for Titan it would be better than a shonen movie.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it would definitely be exciting.
Yeah. No, I'm not trying to say it would be bad. Yeah.
Well, no, I was debating, like, would it be bad or would it be good? Because at a certain point, I just want people to shut the fuck up so I can watch the anime.
Fair.
But on the other hand, like, Titan is a hype-inducing series. I want to be there for the screams. I don't know. But that's it. We gotta wait 9 months for Attack on Titan. And I'll close out the Weeb shit by saying the new anime season has started as of this week. We're starting at new shows. I have not started anything because I'm still rushing to finish everything from last season.
Not even Macadamia?
I'll be starting Macadamia tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but there's
Nut.
a couple ones that are already out. I know Crunchyroll's pushing Farewell My Dear Kramer, which I can never not read as Farewell My Dear Kramer. And it's like, it's ruined. Every ad I see, I'm like, Kramer, go away. But yeah, pretty much everything comes out either this week, or I think the 14th is like the last day where new stuff starts airing. So literally a week from now, we'll have it all.
Cool.
I'll let you know what's good.
Speaking of what's good,
What's good?
there are a lot of things we watched and played recently because there was a big anime season that just ended and we haven't done a podcast in like a month.
Oh, man.
God, there's so much stuff. Do we want to do non-anime first or anime?
Oh.
Let's just keep it anime. Let's keep it
Okay.
rolling, and then we'll get back to it.
So, Macadamia Nuts started again. That's the only show I'm watching from the new season, although now Val and I might pick up the Slime Diaries because
I'm tired.
before it was out, Reddit comments were like, this isn't probably not going to be very good. And then I was reading r/anime, and they're like, this is pretty good. So, okay, we'll give it a try.
So this season kind of sucks. There's 2 slime shows airing, so now everyone has to clarify which one they're talking
Oh
about.
my god.
It's either Slime spinoff or I've Been Killing Slimes for 300 Years, are the 2 shows.
Slime spinoff.
There you go. Because I might watch
Reincarnated
Killing
as
Slime for
a
300
slice
years.
of life anime after being reincarnated as a slime into my own show.
Did they establish where in the timeline this is?
Nope, but I would imagine it's just when the town is built.
Gotcha. So like before he goes to the school.
Hopefully.
The part we all cared about that kind of skipped over.
The students that everybody loved so much. But yeah, My Hero has started. The opener of the season had some of the funniest meme shots in the entire show.
Yo, fucking Mirio.
Freeman, I'm so sad you haven't seen it yet because
I'm
legitimately
very excited for tomorrow.
laughing my ass off and then showing it again to Leslie on Sunday before we all hung out, and she was even laughing. Oh, so good. And then episode 2 was the Tyler episode, the oops all lore and world building episode.
Yes, that's what I'm here
Yeah.
for.
Yes,
A
you
lot of good setup.
so
stuff
much
going
good
on.
setup. But yeah, that's all the new season. But the old season, you know what? Let's start at the bottom. Promise Neverland season 2,
I still have to watch the last episode.
dude. Maybe save yourself.
Did the animation actually get bad in the last episode, or was it just the plot?
Bro, just save
Dude.
yourself, bro.
Dude,
Do you want? All right. Do you not see my note promise PowerPoint?
Yes, I see that. That's why I was like, did the animation cut out in the last episode, or is it just that it's...
It's so much worse. Freeman, it's literally not what you're thinking of because I don't think an anime has ever done this before. It's so... Watch the last episode, then watch Mother's Basement's video.
I
'Cause
can't wait for it.
He's
I've
someone
watched
who...
awful anime before. I can't wait for the salt.
He is someone who clearly loved the manga and the first season, and this season just like, woof. I
Nah.
mean,
Yeah. This legitimately broke my heart.
season 1, still some of the best anime. Beginning of the season, first 4 episodes, so still really
So
good.
promising.
The flower is still one of my favorite scenes and bits of world building. And then as soon as they get to the shelter, it just goes down and down and down and down and down.
We're going
I just
down,
feel like
down. Oh.
I feel like I'm just watching Tokyo Ghoul all over again here with how the community's reacting.
Yeah. Well, speaking of going down, Aiden, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, your mic keeps lighting up on Discord, but you haven't said anything for a while, so I legitimately thought something was freaking out on your Discord.
Yep, nope. I'm perfectly fine staying out of this conversation.
Oh, jeez.
Going down, down.
But, you know, Attack on Titan final season, me, Tyler, and Val weren't on board when it started, and now we are all very much in.
I don't know if I wasn't in. I was skeptical.
It's just so
Like, I was
different.
like, eh.
But we got back
And
on
now
board.
I'm like, eee.
It is so funny for those of you watching at home, because we talked about it over the months. Friedman and Friedman and Tyler watched Attack on Titan forever ago. Then Friedman and Luigi showed me and Val, or Friedman showed me, Val, and Luigi Attack on Titan.
No, Luigi was already caught up when
Luigi
we
was
had
already
started watching.
Before this new season started. Then we all watched this new season, and now Leslie is catching up because she had fallen off the bandwagon. And it is so, like, Friedman, we talked about this off camera, but I wanted to bring it up on here. Like, you seeing just later plot points from season 3, like when we were watching season 1 and 2, was a big jump knowing what plot was coming. But now that we've seen season 4, rewatching like season 3
It's
is like
such a surreal
literally
experience.
a different show.
Yeah, it's so weird. Like, I've seen shows try to do this before, and the fact that Titan is pulling it off is nothing short of a miracle.
It's
I mean, it makes
it's
sense,
nuts.
especially like when everything starts coming to a head, right towards the end, and like you start learning all the parties' objectives. And I'm being super vague for
I'm
Aiden's
afraid of this,
sake.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
When you finally see, like, because there's like one big question that looms over the entire, like, this half of the season, and it's like so many things happen you forget that question, but then they bring it up and you're like, oh, huh, well shit. I guess this is happening now. All right, we're doing war crimes.
Oh,
Hell
okay.
yeah.
This sounds fun. All right.
Yeah,
I'll watch
dude.
more episodes tonight.
You're not ready.
Catch up, please.
I'm
You're not
going.
ready.
I'm going as fast as I can. I'm probably not ready. Everybody's been
Leslie's
so
like,
hyping it the fuck up, and I'm like, I feel super left
Don't
out.
get too hyped. Just enjoy it for what it is.
Yeah.
Okay, fair.
What else was there this season? Laid Back Camp.
Quintuplets was this season.
Whatever.
That was phenomenal. 10 out of 10. This is how you execute a harem anime. Everyone else was completely put to shame by this. I can't believe
damn,
what I was watching.
put to shame.
Anyway,
I
let's
guess
talk
I'll
about-
find out because I'm still only going through the first season.
Yeah, it's the second half of season 2 that really captivated me.
I guess I'll find out. Like,
I hate using that word.
I don't even think, like, it's definitely not one of those animes that, like, I ever thought I would get into on my own. Like, I don't get into, like, wholesome shit on my own, right? Like,
Yeah.
ever.
And then Val made you watch Tonikawa.
Yeah, no, it was good. Like, again, like, it's stuff like I would watch, and like I find something interesting in it to keep me going. But like stuff like that, I would be scrolling through and I'd be like, yeah, I'm not watching this. But now if like someone recommended it and like said like, oh, you gotta just watch, I'm like, fine, I'll watch it. And then like usually 9 out of 10 times it's like, I'm invested. Like, it's pretty good. I don't know if I'd ever watch this again, but it's pretty good.
But the
Like,
real
I don't think I'll ever
question-
watch Tonikawa again, but I liked it.
No, that's fair.
Also, it makes me depressed, so, you know.
I understand.
Yep.
No, low stakes anime with very few twists are generally like not as enjoyable to rewatch. Like, for example, we showed Tim and Val the first episode of the show, Gabriel Dropout, which while watching the first time is entertaining, rewatching it has almost zero value to me.
Dude, I don't even know if I want to keep watching that show.
Oh no, it was more for Val than for you.
No, I know, but like, I mean, because I like some wholesome stuff, but that just, I don't know. Anyway, we're trying
that
to.
show's what I like to call a whatever show.
We're talking about shit that actually happened last season that was like big stuff. I was trying to talk about Laid Back Secret Society Blanket.
Big stuff, big things, epic
Yeah,
plot
Big
line,
stuff.
things.
the camping cinematic universe.
Yo, not okay. Plot wise, not as good as season 1, because you know that final camp wasn't a real camp. They were just kind of driving around. There was no
Plot?
the
Fucking
plot.
plot?
Yeah, I know.
In that
I'm
fucking
kidding.
show?
But man, there are few shows that have as many memeable faces, facial
Season 2 is
expressions as
one
this
giant meme.
fucking show.
No way, you're telling me that there's no actual story
Yes,
in that fucking
there is
show.
not.
No,
th-
there is
no,
not.
there isn't plot. I'm agreeing with
You
you. There's-
literally tune in, and it's just girls they're either talking about camping or they're camping,
yeah, it's
No.
wonderful.
Either they're talking about camping or they're eating. Get it right.
or they're camping, or they're eating while camping, or they're eating while talking about camping.
Yes, it's excellent.
Or some combination of these.
Yes.
Look, either way, it's
I'm not
wonderful.
saying it's bad. I'm just saying
Yeah,
that,
you just
like,
said all the positive things about this show.
Yeah,
it's just a string of events. There's no plot.
yeah, it's the plot of no plot. Come on.
So like, real life.
Wow. Way to ruin laid back camp, Aiden. Jesus.
Yeah, I'm
Genre
just,
is
I'm
called
just
Slice of
saying.
Life for a reason.
No, laid back camp was still fantastic this season. Cells at Work Black we're still not done with. Because man, that show's hard to keep watching.
That's the
We're-
other thing I gotta watch now that I work in an office.
Oh yeah, you want to get depressed about how your job is like
I know what
literally
you're
killing
talking
you?
about.
Oh, no.
I like.
I like it.
Cells
It's
at Work
hilarious.
Black.
It's depressing, but you gotta laugh it, otherwise it hurts.
Yeah, I like
Oh,
one
I
episode.
don't get
Alright,
depressed
fair enough.
watching this.
Yeah,
This
I
is-
like one episode a week. Otherwise, I'm like the people in the liver who just don't work anymore.
Oh no.
Damn. Damn.
Shit, what else was there? Slime, dude. I know I brought up Slime about the slice of life. Talk about a show that had a pretty weak ending to season 1, turning around and just being good all of season 2.
So they still have a chance to fuck it up because at this point in season 1, Slime was still arguably like the second or third arc was where it peaked, and then the last one fell off. We still have the second half of the season, so I'm really hoping.
But
they
it
can keep
seems,
that
but
momentum.
the setup seems a lot stronger now.
I just hope they're not transitioning into a completely different arc, and that arc itself is just not as interesting.
I guess that's fair because I do forget that we're at the end of the first half. We're not done with the season, but at least this was a good return to form after the end of season 1 with like Charybdis and then the kids. It was boring.
Definitely. I went in
like,
with low
who cares?
expectations. I'm back to
This-
being excited
this-
for the next episode to come out.
Like the big spell, and then all the stuff in the last episode was pretty good. Like there's been some good stuff. I showed Tyler an episode when we were hanging out a few weeks ago. That episode was pretty hype. All those fights, lots of like Geld literally just turning a guy into a punching bag was pretty fucking good. What's the last one? Oh, of course. How could I forget? The true doctor, the rock doctor,
The Rock Doctor,
Dr. Stone.
Doctor Stoned.
10 out of 10. So good. I fucking love this show.
It's okay, I guess.
Tyler is glued to the TV because Val is making him watch it on their Monday hangouts.
Pretty good. No,
Tyler
it's
is glued, or
pretty good.
Tyler is being glued to the TV.
No, I am glued. No. It's good. It's good. It's good.
Okay.
It's good. It's good. I would be honest. I've been honest where I've been like, yeah, no, I'm not feeling this, right? But no, I
Yeah.
like this. It's pretty
No,
good.
and thankfully Stone Wars delivered. It was a little weird because some things that feel like they would have been like 3-episode arcs last season kind of happened in like half an episode.
You know what I do like? This is
Mhm.
what I like about its storytelling. Right?
Go ahead.
It's,
I got a line.
I was saying, do you know what I'm about to say? or-
No, go ahead.
Oh, it's the classic like, oh, we're gonna show you the end of this thing, but like, it's one of those like we're gonna show you how we're doing it, but you really don't know how we're gonna get here.
Dude, okay, we were thinking the same thing as Friedman. We just yesterday when Tyler was over, we got to the point where Senku says we're gonna build a cell phone, and Tyler literally looks at me and Val's like, "Get the fuck out of here! There's no way he's gonna build a cell phone."
No way. And like, but that's what's great about it because like, it's like okay, the thing is the first time they do it right, it's the perfect setup because like it's literally perfect execution because they make the penicillin, right? Spoiler. Yeah, I know, right? They make it, and the way they do it is like they set up the whole like science roadmap and all that stuff, and they do it, right? And it's like, okay, well, this is gonna be the basis of like the rest of the show, right? And it's like, okay, next thing, cell phone. And I haven't gotten to the actual finished product yet, but they've established this like thing already, so you know they're gonna fucking do it probably. And now you're scratching your head like, wait a minute, how? 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 And like they're doing it step by step, and they have all this stuff, and I'm still like, how? And that's what's
I want to
keeping
have a
me
counter argument,
engaged.
but I refuse to spoil it for you. You just have to watch and see how he does it.
Well, no, but that's what I'm saying though. I'm not adverse to this. Like this is what the show is about. Like you don't have to argue with me with anything. I'm not like saying this is bullshit or anything like that. Well, no, there is a lot of bullshit stuff. All right, like actually, like there's no fucking way that Senku did all of these things, right? And knows how to make all of these things. There's no way, right? But it's anime. So like your suspension of disbelief has got to be, you know, like you just gotta take it for what it is.
Yeah, like, in 3,700 years, a village of about 50 people managed to not genetically die off. Like,
Yeah, like it, you know,
four
it's
people
one of those
repopulated a village of 50 in 3,000 years.
Yeah, but like the idea, right? The idea of the show is really cool, and I enjoy it, and I enjoy the structure, and I enjoy that. Like, okay, here's the overarching issue that we have, and we're going to use this method of trying to solve the problem. Like, we are not only going to solve the problem, but we are going to advance our civilization in such a way because that is our ultimate objective. So it's like right now they're doing 3 different things, and it's not like, you know, it's not being slowed down by anything stupid. Like the story doesn't waste time, it just goes.
You know what I gotta say I do like about Dr. Stone? I'm not trying to linger on it too much, but it's really cool how they have an overarching goal that I think it's fair to say a lot of anime has goalposts that move. And Dr. Stone is one of those shows where they have a end game. We know what the end game is. Senku has said the end game is we unpetrify everyone and we rebuild civilization. Boom. Period. That's our goal. And we have all of these checkpoints to get there. It's literally like and Tyler, this isn't a spoiler because we've never seen anything like this, but it's like every one of these science diagrams is a part of a giant science diagram to get to that end goal.
Yeah,
it's like the author
that's what I
drew
was
that up.
talking about, right? Where I was like, even with the conflict, right? The conflict being like, you know, this current arc we're in right now, right?
The pre-Stone
like,
Wars, Stone Wars.
Yeah, like while they are trying to rebuild civilization, like trying to unpetrify everyone, dealing with the current conflict, they're also solving the conflict of how do we catch the human race up back to where it was technologically.
Mm-hmm.
Like it is treating all 3 things simultaneously, while at the same time giving those kind of like wholesome character building moments that you only really get in like filler episodes.
Mm-hmm.
And like there's a lot of shows that like really just give fluff, but so far I haven't found a single episode that didn't supply something useful to the story.
Yeah, there isn't
like,
any filler stuff.
Like even the flashbacks, right? Without going into too many details, like that supplied a lot of very integral stuff. It's like, oh, who cares about Senku's past? When in reality, it's like, oh, it has nothing to do with him. But it's also very important to why the world is the way it is now, and what, like, I don't know, like it's cool. I appreciate it it's very simple. And it's like it's effective. Like I would say, if I were to call the story anything, it is effective.
Mm-hmm. No, and I yeah, that's one of my favorite things about the show. Plus sciencey stuff. Plus,
yeah.
And you haven't even gotten to a bunch of the good ones yet, which I'm really excited for. This show is one of those shows that I love where it just has magic moments where you just like kind of go along with the characters and are like, this is so cool. Like that, I've talked about it before, and I know we talked about it when you saw it. But the scene where he lights up that light for the first time, and
Oh
they
yeah.
zoom out to space, and it's like the literal light of civilization coming back. Like, dude, that moment is so thrilling every time I watch it. Like, it's such a cool concept to think of. This is the first light in thousands of years that was man-made.
It's good.
I'm trying to think if there was anything else this season that was on mine and Val's docket. Jeez. Because Tyler, we watched Titan and Promised. Thursday was Camping, Cells and Cells. And we watched Slime and Dr. Stone. Yeah, that's everything. Aiden, did you have anything you've been watching lately? I feel like you haven't talked in a while. Have
I
you?
have not had
'Cause
the
you've been-
opportunity to watch much of anything at all, unfortunately.
You've
I
been
mean, like
working.
I'm working on well, yeah, you know, like the whole new job thing, but I'm trying to watch Attack on Titan and stuff still.
Well,
so,
that's good.
and I'm not gonna bore all of y'all with the reruns and whatnot. So,
Tyler, you don't have anything you were watching on your own, right? Jeez.
What, anime wise?
Yeah.
Just
Let's-
quintessential quintuplets.
Let's break into non-anime for a second, just to. I know we're gonna have to dive back in, but
Oh, yeah, I know.
Oh.
Bucky Falcon.
I was gonna say so. Oh, you know what? I think did WandaVision end when we did the last
WandaVision
podcast?
ended.
It had.
Yeah.
It was right in the oh yeah, because there was an extra week between the two, because that's why week
Yeah.
3. So we are 3 episodes. We're halfway through Bucky and Falcon.
Yeah.
That's crazy. It feels like the show has a lot left. It's weird because it's longer episodes than WandaVision.
Yes.
I don't think it hadn't come out when we did the last podcast. I hadn't
No.
super loved the first episode, and I think you agree with that.
So, yeah, like, current Tyler isn't like that big of a fan of this, but
What do you mean this?
like the show in general.
Oh, okay.
But like, man, kid Tyler is eating this shit up. Like, like the kid in me's like, oh yeah, just fucking cool. Like, buddy cop show, I love this. Well, I don't know. I'm kind of watching it for like the on-screen chemistry between Anthony Mackie and Sebastian Stan. Like I think it's great. Like it's exactly what I wanted in the show. Everything else is kind of lame, honestly, but like
so
I
it's just
like
their
that.
character dynamic that's carrying it for you.
Yes.
Yeah, it really is, and I
Like
think
you
that's
know
fair.
that scene that I knew it was gonna be a good fucking show. That scene from I think it was Winter Soldier, where they're in the car waiting for Cap, and he's like, "Yo, move your seat up." No, and I knew it was gonna be a good show.
Oh yeah. Well, no, he goes, You're still not gonna move your seat up
You're
again.
still not gonna move your seat up. I was dying.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
That part was great.
I will say, the new main character in a trio, because I don't want to spoil for anyone who hasn't watched basically the end of episode 2 into episode 3. That character is a blast to have as a new dynamic. It's pretty classic to have like the spectrum of characters in a trio. But he's just a lot of fun.
He's a lot cooler than I thought he would be.
Yeah. For how little we saw, like, I bet by the end of this show we're gonna have as much screen time as he had before, if not more.
Yeah.
For him, which is really cool.
You guys messaged me who this is because I'm dying to know.
There you go. I don't know if
All
you
right.
know who that is.
No, but I'm gonna Google for context.
I'll say you'll know when you see him. You probably just forgot his name.
Oh,
Yeah, a character that I'm pretty sure most people thought we'd never see this character again, but for this show, it's perfectly applicable. Yeah, Bucky and Falcon had a weird first episode, but the second and third have gotten good. It's super not cool that the new Captain America is getting death threats. That's super fucked up. Just
Yeah.
to get real for a moment there. That's disgusting behavior.
I don't understand why it's got to be like that. Like why? Like
People
why,
on the
though?
internet ruin everything.
Because people are incredibly sensitive, and this is what they do. And I
Because-
mean, they do. Anytime anything like this ever changes, like somebody is gonna be fucking upset about
So,
it.
you know, it's a scary thought that I just realized. So, the director of Black Panther, Brian Coogler, I think his name is, he said that Chadwick Boseman wouldn't want Black Panther to stop because he passed away. And obviously, Marvel had been getting ready to lean into him a crap ton, and I'm sure they're working on people are, I'm sure, have been literally working like crazy to try to, either make someone else Black Panther or things like that. But if they recast Black Panther, like,
Oh yeah, that'll cause even
Oh,
more.
those will actually start the death threats.
yeah, and that's
No,
just
I
fucked
honestly
up to think.
personally, they should just do what they did in the comics. I will agree with this time. Just fucking give it to his sister.
Oh well, yeah, that's probably what they're gonna do. I think a lot of people expect
Yeah.
that Shuri's gonna get it.
Yeah, fuck it.
I mean,
But
she
anyway, this
made all
isn't-
of his shit anyways. Now
Well-
she's just Batman.
Yeah, and I mean this isn't supposed to be a whole thing about that. I didn't want to bring the whole thing down, but I'm excited to keep watching Bucky and Falcon. But I know in a month the real show starts.
Well, what am I missing?
The next Marvel show
Is Loki?
is the Loki show.
Oh, I should have known.
Wow.
You mean the show that was made specifically for Valorant?
Literally made
Got
for
it.
Val.
Got it. You know, it's funny. Every time I bring up that show, she legitimately tries to play it like,
Oh, whatever.
all right, super pun intended. She tries to play it low key. But like, she ain't fooling anyone.
Deep down inside,
I know
very
she's
sad.
super hyped for this show.
Part of me thinks you're right, and part of me is like, maybe she's kind of in the same boat I am, where nothing hits as hard now that Endgame is over.
Yeah,
I feel-
that's certainly
maybe.
true.
I feel like there is Tyler, we were talking about this at dinner again when you were over for dinner last night, but like, it feels like Endgame legitimately is the end for a lot of people. And nothing has pulled me back into Marvel as much as I was when Endgame was coming out.
Well, I mean, that
got
makes
the nut,
perfect
dude.
sense.
No, I know,
Yeah, we got the
and I
nut,
get it.
now
And I'm
we-
not.
Now
but
we're
it's-
I don't
calling
know.
the
I'm
Uber.
excited for Thor: Love and Thunder. Like, I actually want to see that one.
But here's the thing: I'm excited for every character that is a character that was a character before Endgame. And even in that case, I don't give a shit about the Black Widow movie. I'm excited for Thor. I'm excited for Guardians of the Galaxy. Beth, like what else is on the docket? I don't even know because everything
Any other
shows right
movie
now.
in it?
Oh yeah, Doctor Strand.
Okay, another
Oh,
one
I'm
I'm
excited
excited
for that
for
one, too. That one's
because
pretty
it's
good.
going to be weird, and I like Doctor Strange a lot. That first Doctor Strange was excellent.
Real shit. I don't care. I legitimately don't care anymore. There's like nothing.
You're not excited for Captain Marvel 2?
Yo, she can
Well-
actually get yeeted out of existence.
Yeah, I
actually.
mean, honestly, if
Like-
if that movie never happened and she wasn't in Endgame, nothing would have changed.
Honest question. What about Spider-Man?
What about Spider-Man?
I don't,
Well,
I
yeah,
don't
I mean,
care.
Well,
I
I,
no,
still
'cause,
haven't
I
seen
mean,
any of the
he's-
new Spider-Man movies.
I mean, they're good. He's still the biggest superhero on the planet, so
the movies were good. I mean, like it's cool, like, but now with the whole thing about like, I don't know, kind of him like coming into his own. Like, I think we need to start seeing a more mature Spider-Man.
well, I think
No,
we will.
we need to reboot it again. There's no other way.
Well, no, that was what the end of Far
Yeah.
From Home was a lot about.
Yeah, but I mean, like we gotta see that though. You can't just allude to it and then it'll
No,
be
sure,
okay.
sure. I just think like I think we're gonna get there.
I think it's gonna be a while.
I think if they start bringing X-Men into this, I'm out.
But
I'm
they
like,
are
actually-
though.
They
They
are.
are.
They haven't
They're
showed
gonna
up
they're
yet.
doing Fantastic Four. They already announced it.
Dude, talk about a
What,
movie
for
I
a
hope I
third
never watch.
time?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but
You
at
gotta
least
be
now,
kidding me.
Yeah,
Dude,
well, all right,
they
okay,
are.
all right. To be fair, like how many times did Spider-Man get fucking remade?
Yeah, and it was
You know, it's like-
successful
Those were
every
good.
time.
They were
Those
okay,
were
true.
good.
But now that they have the MCU at their disposal,
Mm.
I think it'll be
Dude,
better.
I think people just don't give a
Or
fuck
maybe,
about
or
the
maybe the
Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four just suck ass.
Why do
Who
people like
knows?
them so much? Can I ask? Tyler, you know comic people. Why do they like
I-
Fantastic Four?
I don't know. Yeah, all right, all right. Let me put something out there. I know a surface level amount of comics.
No, sure. I'm
Uh,
not saying you have in-depth knowledge. I'm just saying you go to a comic book store that automatically makes you
All
more
right.
knowledgeable about general mood.
That's fair.
than any
Honestly,
of us.
I don't know a single soul that reads Fantastic Four, nor do I ever like out of all the people I've had discussions with at the shop, like not just like the store owner,
Mhm.
the guy who works under him, or like the numerous people I've met there, not a soul has talked about anyone from about Fantastic Four except for Doctor. Oh my God,
Dr.
Doom?
Richards?
no, that's
Oh,
Mr.
Dr. Doom, of
Fantastic.
course. Everyone's
Yeah.
favorite.
Because Doctor Doom is a cool fucking character and he does some cool stuff.
Yeah.
Like he becomes Iron Man after Tony Stark dies.
Sick.
Yeah. But you know, that's before
that's
around the same
Spider-Man.
time that Tony Stark becomes Sorcerer Supreme for a little bit, you know, after
Let's
he
go.
died.
Let's go.
And then he comes back to life and now he's got a kid with Captain Marvel.
What?
You know, even after they started Civil War II, after Captain Marvel killed Rhodey
Whoa.
Ah,
on
Comics
accident.
comics are dumb.
Comics are
what? What
dumb.
is this plot?
But you know what? After Civil War II it was great because that was during the whole what's his face? Captain America, when everybody's like that big viral image of him saying Hail Hydra that
Oh, yeah.
everybody took out of context. You guys
Nah,
remember
I'm just
that?
kidding. I'm back
Yes,
in.
I remember that.
I'm back into
Okay.
Marvel because of an unrelated movie. Apparently,
What?
in 2022, we're supposed to get next year. We're supposed to get an Into the Spider-Verse sequel.
Oh, see, I'll watch
Never mind.
that in
all
a
the way
heartbeat.
back in.
That's hype.
I'll watch that.
Fucking top 5 animated movies all time. Maybe top 3 for me.
That was a quality movie. That was good. That was definitely a good one.
Anyway, let's move off of Marvel.
Yeah, please.
Let's go to the other Disney thing. I hadn't watched this. Me and Val didn't get to yet. 'Cause we're
Oh,
not gonna
Ryan
spend
the
30
Last Dragon.
bucks.
Yeah, I just put it on here because I watched it.
Yeah, how is it?
I liked it. I thought it was fun. My verdict is, don't expect anything new from this. It's a generic Disney movie, but it's good. Like you should watch it anyway because
Heard
it's,
there's a
it's fun.
razor.
It's fun, dude. She's got an actual razor.
I'm so
That
like,
that made
legitimately,
me shit so many bricks.
legitimately
Tim.
half the reason I want to watch this movie is because you said this chick has a razor. For those who
This
don't know, oh, we could talk about something that's not a movie. Oh, no, you talked about it last time, didn't you?
No, I didn't. I didn't finish
Oh
it
shit,
because I finished it the other day.
Tyler, what'd you finish?
I finished a series of unfortunate events in space.
Oh my god.
No, it's the
Dark
latest in
Ages.
the series of Red Rising books that I am reading, or that I have read.
Yeah,
So now
now
I'm
you're
caught up.
done, boy.
I'm with Tim, and man, this is honestly number one. All right, this is probably one of the best things I've read in a while.
Hell yeah.
I think out of all the books, Tim, this is my favorite one.
Oh, dude. Okay. I can't even say you're wrong. I just like this is the good thing that I would rather reread the less good book over and over again because this is such a hard, depressing fucking read.
It is. It's it's the longest book too out of all of them.
Dude, your favorite guy literally suicide bombs and fails to kill his target. Like, come
Yeah.
on.
That pissed me off so much. I was like, damn. He was literally my favorite character, and he died.
Rip.
Upset.
Oh.
But you know what? I kind of saw
How
that
they do.
happening. Huh?
That's how they do, man. That's how they get you to stick around. It's like, man, I love this guy. Fuck him in particular.
What this author is really good at is giving death flags, but really it's what you think is a death flag for that character is really a death flag standing next to that character. Like,
Yo, it's a death flag. Somebody's gonna die. I don't know who, but somebody's gonna die.
I don't know who's dying, but someone's dying. Like,
So many
it's pretty
people
cool.
die.
Like, I like
So
this,
many
and I
people.
like the not Morning Star, Golden Sun, the second book in the first trilogy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know, dude. Some of the stuff in fuck, what's the
Iron
third
Gold?
book? No.
not Iron Gold, Dark Age,
No, the third one, not the fourth or
Morning
fifth.
Sun,
Thank
or not
you.
Morning Sun. I literally just said it.
Golden Sun? You said Golden Sun is the second.
No,
Okay,
Golden
now-
Sun, Morning Star
Yeah.
is the third one. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that, but also because both it's the triumph, but also there's still bad shit that happens in that. Plus the whole
Yeah.
thing with like the Outer Rim and everything. That's all good. That's all
The
good.
the ending scene with
Oh,
the
Golden
like
Sun though.
the way the Outer Rim stuff is settled in that trilogy. Holy shit. Holy.
probably like
Oh no,
Golden
we
Sun
can't
because of
get
the
through the
ending.
door. We're sorry. We're really sorry. We tried so hard.
Dude, we're trying. Come on.
Yeah. Blast all their docks. But Darrow, there's like millions of people down there.
Yo,
What did I stutter? There are women and children, Darrow. Okay.
I want to give context to the other two, but like it's too much to get into.
We're not gonna read it.
No. It's just.
But
a
I'd like
lot.
to understand what you're memeing about.
This guy. All right. You know how
You
we talk
don't need to
about war
provide
crimes?
context.
No. Yeah, it's war crimes.
It's literally war crimes. The book.
That's why
Space
Tyler
war
loves it.
crimes.
No, this whole series is just like, oops, all war crimes.
Literally, oops, all war crimes and bad times.
Bad times and war crimes.
Like,
yeah, no, I like this. This is a good. This is what I was talking. And then Tim's like, I don't know, man. Like, you could stop at the original trilogy, the second trilogy's good,
no. I
but
never
it's like
said you should
super
stop.
depressing.
I did say it was super depressing because the second trilogy. Okay, so five books have been released. We're still waiting on book 6, which I am desperately waiting for. But jeez, the second trilogy is like, oh my god, this is so depressing. Every character you meet is like gonna die if they're not like even characters who have chapters. It's like, oh, you're a character we've been following the point of view. You could easily die. Fuck you.
They just die. There's nothing glorious about it. They just drop. Like in
There's literally a character who is the like ancestor to one of the most famous lines, like genetic lines in the entire series, and like near the end of one of the books, one of the characters just walks into a room and he just had his throat cut and we never saw it happen and he's just dead.
Yep.
And it's like, oh, that line is extinguished and we didn't even see it. The guy is just dead.
You remember this? Speaking of long lines, do you remember this quote, Tim? No honor, no time.
No, but that's pretty hot.
Fucking Alexander.
Oh, dude.
That's literally.
Dude, fuck Lysander. He's such
Fuck
a little
Lysander.
bitch.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Fuck Lysander. He a little bitch ass, market ass, hoe ass. I hate him.
Anyway.
I hate like before. I was fine, and then he's like a self-hating Jew, but not really. I don't know, whatever. It's good.
Hold on. So to bring it back to Raya, the reason this came up is one of the most famous weapons in the Red Rising series that
right.
the tippity top can use. You know how there's lots of series with like whip swords?
Yeah.
Imagine if whip swords were so popular that you literally wore them as a belt and you could dual wield them and they were like super techno advanced.
Okay,
and
I've been
customizable.
Googling what the fuck you guys are talking about with Razor this whole time. So
Yeah,
thank
I know.
you. I was not finding this.
It's a whip sword, but it's like it's cooler than a whip sword. It's like whip sword with AI in it and shit, and it's just they're fucking cool, and they're like they have so much meaning. And Tyler's like, yeah, one of the characters in Raya has a fucking razor. And I'm just like,
came to
yeah.
the early conclusion you guys were talking about Razor scooters, and I was confused about what
I-
this thing was.
Yo, Ryan has a Razor scooter.
I was also very confused. I
Not
was
for
like,
nothing,
Razor
I would
scooter? Is she using like a Black Widow keyboard?
Not for
Or,
nothing,
like-
if there was a series about a dystopian future where everyone rides, not scooters, but what's the segways? The Segway
Yeah,
future.
Yeah, I love Segways.
Oh,
The only
God.
one.
Have you ridden one? Have you ridden one?
Yes,
Oh.
twice.
Wow.
It was my life's goal for the longest time, and once I finally rode one, I was like,
Freeman,
I had an
I,
existential crisis.
I
Of,
have
what do I do
peaks.
now?
Freeman, you'll understand this. I have a legitimate, like, you know how, okay. You know how, I'm sure I'm not the only one here. It's hard to have memories of when you're really young, but you have like snapshots or like 5-second clips. I legitimately have a clip in my head of walking down the path back towards my house between Radburn and fucking B-Pool while reading a magazine about how segways were going to be the next big thing. Legitimately, that's one of my youngest
they
memories.
thought they were gonna be.
And I just remember being in like elementary school when segways were first like unveiled. Like, wow, this motorized standing thing, this is fucking crazy.
Never have to walk anywhere again.
Anyway, we got so off topic. There's still a
reading
few more
Dune
things
now.
to talk about. Freeman, what is this?
That's all I'm gonna
What is
say
this
about that.
puppet?
The Taiwanese puppet anime. All right, cool. So I heard about this franchise, and I was really caught off guard when I heard about it. So the author of Fate Zero,
Oh boy.
Gen Urobuchi, who also did like Madoka Magica, he did All Noah Zero. He's a pretty good writer. He put together this crack team to put together this weird franchise. He got the composer who does Attack on Titan and Kill la Kill. He got this all-star voice cast, including Junichi Suabe, who you guys know him as Eraserhead in Hero Academia, and a ton of other really big name voice actors, and they came together to do this anime, except it's not an anime. He saw this Taiwanese puppet production studio put together this animation reel of what kind of fight scenes you could pull off using just puppets, and he was impressed and said, I want to write a series that does this. So he put all this talent together, and I think the first 6 minutes of episode 1 are on YouTube, and I highly recommend everyone check this out to see what they're capable of. So I heard puppets, I'm like, this is gonna look fucking stupid. And then I watched it, and I was like, this is actually pretty impressive for like a puppet show. Like there are legit sword fighting sequences. They do a lot of CG, so like there's special effects in here, and it's crazy. I'm hooked on this right now. I didn't think I'd be. This is such a dumb concept, but it's wildly entertaining. And I didn't get a chance to show you guys. I showed Val and Luigi right before you guys got back from the movies on Sunday, and even I got Luigi to agree that it was very impressive. Not enough that he would watch a whole show based on it, but still like pretty cool.
So you mentioned we were at the movies.
Yes, there's your transition.
And we, in fact, did go to the movies. Me, Tyler, and Leslie. We braved COVID. Honestly, Tyler, did you feel nervous at all?
Not really. We were
The
pretty
spacing was
separated
really
from
good.
everybody.
And more importantly, though, we saw in IMAX opening weekend the King of the Monsters versus the King of the Monkey.
King K. Rool and Donkey Kong.
And the important thing is who won.
I'm mad.
No,
My-
you're
my-
not. I thought we all agreed on this.
No, we did not agree on this.
Oh.
I wanted the underdog to win, and
Oh,
he
well,
didn't.
no, he shouldn't. Big loser.
He shouldn't, but that's why I'm disappointed.
So, real quick, Tyler, Freeman, and I, we all watched this. Freeman watched it with friends on HBO. Me and Tyler, of course, saw it in IMAX. I'll give my quick thoughts. It's another really good one of these movies. I think King of the Monsters is slightly better just because I love seeing tons of monsters. And obviously Godzilla's in that one more. This is a very Kong-focused movie. But yeah, overall really good. I do wish there had been a shot in IMAX like Tyler. I've talked Tyler's ear about. I've said this so many times around Tyler. He's probably sick of it, but there is at least one shot in the King of the Monsters that made IMAX completely worth it, and it didn't feel like there was really a shot that did it as much in this one. But still, a really good movie, really good action. Yeah. Go ahead, one of you two.
I think honestly I like King of the Monsters more just because the human plot was better in King of the Monsters than it was in Kong. but I mean, overall, they're pretty on par. Like, you like monster movies, you're like
Yeah.
Kong.
Literally the same review as Tim, honestly. Like pretty much verbatim.
I will.
Just don't think too hard about the science, and you're a-okay.
Well, duh. I mean,
Oh wait, no, I got one thing to add. Fuck Millie Bobby Brown. I don't like her. There, I said it.
But you know what's something you do like about this movie that we both really like, because we wouldn't shut the fuck up about it on Sunday?
Fucking
Is
neon buildings.
Neon buildings in Hong Kong. I would pay so much money if that was just like the standard city aesthetic in the modern year. It was so cool looking. And all you have to do is literally just grab a hot glue gun, go buy like 400 LED strips from fucking Corsair, and just put them on your skyscrapers,
No,
and then just
listen.
whatever you do, don't set your color to
Yo.
the same one that your neighbor has.
Freeman
So it
for
looks
mayor.
really cool.
Freeman,
For New York
maybe
City
you should
mayor.
maybe you should rally your apartment complex to put up some LED strips.
Oh my
on
god, this is the
Oh my-
infrastructure project
dude.
we really needed.
If you turned your apartment complex like the one that faces out,
Yeah, dude.
oh,
Dude,
that
it
would
You can
make
see it
my
up on the
life.
hill.
No,
That
Oh
would
my
make
God.
my
Freeman,
life.
you would literally see that building from like New York City almost, because you have that really sick view of the skyline from that hill.
There's no way you could see my LED strip monstrosity from there. But hold on, how much?
No, you could. No, you could.
Hold on.
Honestly.
No, we'll go even cheaper. We'll use the ones I have behind my TV right now.
Oh shit.
So I can get. Okay, it's $26 for 65.5 feet. I can definitely, for $1,000, I could definitely turn my building into Hong Kong from Godzilla versus Kong.
Yo,
Jesus.
we can get this. Come up with a proposal, and I would forward it to your building management. Like, listen.
Hold on,
do this.
I gotta make a meme about this and send this to our group chat after.
Oh my god.
Anyway,
Is
back
it
on
gonna be
topic
the
of-
Charlie Day meme, where it's like,
no. I was looking for a different one, but I may have to settle for that.
I mean, that's a pretty good one. You explaining why to your building management why
Why we
LED
need to spend
strips.
$10,000 on LED strips.
Oh, is there anything else?
Well, there is one more that I had.
Oh, that you have?
The
I-
superior movie experience.
Yeah, so, well, yes, not even close. Honestly, one of the most important movies I'm going to ever watch, probably. That sounds like hyperbole, but I don't know. You guys have heard me talk about it enough, both off and on the podcast. The Violet Evergarden movie for 2 days came to theaters in the U.S., and before I went to see Godzilla with Leslie and Tyler on Wednesday night, Val and I went to go see Violet Evergarden, the movie. I don't even want to say if it was good or bad, because Val had some very valid complaints about it. I am just so shocked that a movie that had to live up to literally one of, if not my favorite animated show of all time, one of my favorite shows, period, of all time, a movie had to live up to that with a spoiled plot point that I thought was going to ruin the entire thing.
When you say spoiled, you mean spoiled by the trailer, or spoiled like you read about an actual
No,
plot?
spoiled by the trailer. You know.
Okay,
It's
one I
about
know.
the character.
Yes.
I legitimately was scared that was going to ruin the final piece of art for one of my favorite shows ever. And it didn't, and it was even better than I had hoped, and I think it locks in, like Freeman's talked about on the podcast a couple times, about how Attack on Titan, if the final season goes well, could surpass Gurren as like your favorite show ever.
Yeah.
I think this movie just helps make Violet not even one of my favorite, one of the most important shows I've ever watched for me personally. And I know it's not the same for everybody, but this is definitely one of the most important things I've ever watched in my life. And I'm so thrilled that I got to see this movie in theaters, and everybody was crying the entire fucking time. We joke about how anime movies, everyone's shouting at the screen and everything. You could hear the only sounds were of people trying to like stifle sobbing.
Damn.
So much in this movie.
Okay, good. That's what happened at the Buddy Girl Senpai movie. Serious movies, weebs know how to shut up.
My eyes were probably red for it. I was probably actively crying for over a third of the entire runtime of this movie.
What you're saying was it was good. Because I asked you if it was good, and you said I have no words.
I'm not gonna say if it's good.
It's a conflicting thing.
For me, it's more than a 10 out of 10. But like I said, Val raised legitimate concerns. And it's not a perfect movie, but for me it was the perfect movie. So I can't say if it's going to be good for everybody, because I don't think most people even reacted to the show the way I did. We've all talked about the show. Freeman watched it. Luigi's watching it. Val watched it, obviously, and Freeman and Val both, like, we watched. Remember the special came out, Freeman? The 13th episode. No, the 13th episode, the one about the opera.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, even to this day I cry every time I listen to that song.
Really?
And you and Val are both like, it was good, but it's okay. It wasn't like blowing me away.
A different episode for them, like the one with the 50 letters. Like when Luigi mentioned that he was crying in an earlier episode, I'm like, maybe this show is like more emotional than I thought. And then I rewatched the 50 letters episode, and I was like struggling to keep it together. It was pretty bad.
And like I said, it's a statement about art, almost, as lame as that is. It doesn't mean the same for everybody, but this show has struck me in such a way, and this movie was the ending I needed it to be, to very clearly sign off as this is the last bit of Violet content ever. Like, it's weird that this show, there's never a future where there's more Violet Evergarden for me, and that's sad, but I'm at the same time thankful that it went off on such a good note for me.
Definitely. There's some
that's good
franchises that just fizzle out and you don't get any kind of continuation or closure.
Sure.
So be happy with what you get.
Exactly. No, and I'm thrilled. And it's the, like, at the finishing, like, as much as Tyler talked about how good Dark Age is, and we're gonna get more books, but for now, it's temporarily over. Or, like, hell, we're never gonna. We were talking about the Mass Effect trilogy earlier. Mass Effect trilogy was like, this is over. And it was really good, and I'm sad it's over. Or hell, let's go even more widespread. Halo trilogy. Remember when Halo 3 ended?
Yeah.
Jesus. And it's like Halo has never, whether or not you like the new stuff, Halo has never been the same since the end of Halo 3.
Not at all.
Anyway.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? The first level of Halo 4 is very good.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Talk about one of the best memories I'm ever going to have of Halo.
I've never played Halo 4.
Man. You two, I'm never going to forget. You two being like,
I can't believe it.
This game doesn't seem too bad.
The most famous last words I've ever heard in my life.
It got bad real quick.
Anyway, I'm gonna stop. I am finally out of stuff to talk about. Anybody else have anything? Any last words?
All I did this week was betray myself, and I bought Monster Hunter Rise.
Oh my
dude!
I'm
not gonna lie, I almost bought it too, but I canceled the order at the last second.
Good. Stay strong, Friedman.
Dude, I couldn't resist the temptation. It was too strong.
Have you played it?
My buddy Zach got it, and I was like, "Fuck, I'll play it with you, man."
Have you?
And now it's pulled me back in. I've got 15 hours of Monster Hunter Rise.
Well, I guess we're not playing Divinity after this.
No, we could play Divinity.
Hell yeah.
That's fine.
I can't play Divinity.
Oh my god. Never gonna play Divinity.
Dude, every time. Want to watch anime? Tyler, I can't. Want to play Divinity? Tyler, I can't. I'm just kidding.
I forgot. There was one thing I forgot to put on the list here.
Oh.
I'll keep it super duper short. So ReZero Season 2 Part 2 finished. So I'm done with that. I'll deliver my final verdict. I didn't like it anywhere near as much as Season 1. I still think it was very good. I'm really hoping for a Season 3 because they set up a lot of mysteries. But I think them using the same amount of time they had in Season 1 to only tell a single story arc felt way too long. And there was just so many episodes where it was like, this episode is a speech. And we had like 3 of those in the second half. So it was a little much. But overall, the way they resolved the big time loop thing was very good. And that's my take on ReZero. I don't think you guys are gonna like this that much. I'm not gonna lie.
I was gonna say, coming from a show
Fuck
that
it.
you often described as like one of the tentpole shows for you in the last like few years.
I still think season 1's a 10 out of 10.
No,
but I
I'm
don't
not
think
saying it
season 2
doesn't, but
lives up to it completely.
I'm just saying, like, because we're talking about shows that the whole way through held up, and ReZero, while it's not bad, has not kept up with the 10 out of 10.
Definitely.
Oh, one last thing. I'm playing Dark Souls 3 again because I got nothing better to do. Anyway, let's
Hell yeah.
knock it. So, actually, Aiden, you'll appreciate this. Pretty heartbreaking moment.
Okay.
I was literally leveling up earlier, and I turned to look at Val, and I pushed the controller sitting in my lap, and I pressed the right trigger, and I just killed the maiden.
Oh,
I might have killed my run after like 20 hours.
Oh no.
I was in Lothric Castle. I killed everybody up to Lothric. Sadness.
Rip.
Big sad. Anyway. But yeah, so that's long. We actually only did, we did almost an entire hour of watch and play, but that's okay. There was a lot to cover from this last season.
I mean, that happens every time.
Yeah, but we shouldn't have nearly as much. I mean, we were gone for a month because of April Fools, and
True.
we came off one of the biggest seasons of anime in a long time. As Freeman can attest, there's a lot less that is both.
We're never gonna have a season like this ever again. This was the wildest anime season of all time.
I mean, even at the height of me and Val watching stuff before, I don't think we ever had like 6 or 7 active shows we were tracking every week.
Yeah, that's a lot.
And that's not even counting like as much as Friedman's tracking all the time. Like,
No, I think I peaked at 29 shows, but that also includes like including Kill la Kill on rewatch and having Trigun in the list. Like these are all just like active shows I'm slowly getting to, not necessarily the week to week shows. For this season, I think there are only like 10 to 12 like airing shows
wow.
this season.
But anyway, thank you all so much for listening to this very long podcast about a lot of good content. But we'll be back next time. Probably not going to take more than a 2-week break, as it's not going to. There's no April Fools coming up this time.
Final Fantasy Let's Play is planned.
I don't know. Maybe people seem to like
Listeners,
it.
comment below which Final Fantasy you want us to Let's Play next.
Oh my God!
We're not going to do it. Please comment below.
God.
Until next time, though. My name is Timpedia.
I'm Friedman.
Just Tyler.
Snow sucks, and I'm not talking about winter.
Well, I'll tag you guys next time. Thanks for listening.